Welcome to round six of the English Championships. I am Harry Grieve and joined by woman grandmaster Lan Yao or Lisa. How are you doing, Lisa?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, and we've got a very interesting tournament situation. So, about as we could have expected at the start, Mickey and Gawain half a point ahead, but a lot of dangerous players back on 4 out of 5. So let's go straight into the games, I guess.
So we're still on round five because round five was quite exciting this game, and let's go to round six. Okay. So Mickey is playing a talented kid. Wait.
It's up there. Just scroll up.
Oh, it's here. Oh yeah, it's here. Okay, should we have a look from the start? So
Yeah, definitely.
knight,
Already,
the first move.
it's already slightly surprising because I think Stanley has always played the same systems with d4, like
Mhm.
d5, knight c3, and bishop f4, as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, d3. It's a quite tricky move because usually white will transfer to Catalan and play like d4 and c4. So d3 is quite tricky because the idea is white is going to play either c4 or e4.
yeah, yeah, lots of different setups possible here.
Yeah, c4.
Mickey chooses something very solid
Mhm.
with back, and yeah, looks quite logical.
Yeah, knight bd7, knight c3, bishop c5, b3. So Stanley is quite solid here, like bishop b2 and queen c2, queen e7, rook a d1, rook a d8.
Yeah, so of course on paper this is quite a good pairing for Mickey, or at least a good chance to stay in the lead, but okay, Stanley's a tricky opponent at the same time. Looking at the position, okay, it looks very much like Mickey is wanting to play e5, but he's
Yeah,
first just developed all his pieces, as has White, and now it's yeah. The question is, what should White do here? I mean, I guess you could
yeah.
also consider e4 with White. Yeah,
Yeah, I think e4 is d4 is
king
played.
is d4. It's another way of
Yeah, this is quite
fighting
interesting.
against d5. Yeah.
Because usually you play d4 directly, but now it's d3, d4.
Yeah, losing a tempo, but also, of course, Black's bishop's on c5, forced to move. So, okay, let's say bishop d6, I suppose.
Is e4 possible? Because I think
Yeah,
the setting
that's
is,
the obvious question. Yeah, if White can get this without
yeah.
anything bad happening, then he should be quite comfortable, yeah. Which also means, of course, Mickey could play bishop b4 to prevent this, but uh,
Mm-hmm. Bishop b4.
bishop b4, a3. No, you can't go a3 even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't go there. Probably bishop b4 will be more likely because
makes more
I
sense
just
then.
think, I just think after bishop d6, then e4, then
Yeah,
take, knight take. Then black can't win. Black doesn't have a chance to win. That's what I think. Usually
if
here,
this
kind of.
there's nothing direct here for Black, then his position's
Yeah.
just slightly passive, and it's yeah definitely not what he's going to be looking for. So because of that, bishop b4 looks pretty logical to stop e4,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, okay, White needs to come up with something else. I mean, if you try and quite typical. Okay, I mean to prepare e4, if that's the plan we're going for, you need to move the f3 knight, but I think
Yeah.
knight d2 would be normal, but there's actually already bishop takes c3 there.
Pawn is hanging. Yeah.
Yeah, the e2 pawn hangs, so it's not so simple.
Yeah. So if I place rook f1 to protect the pawn, it seems that it's in the pain of this.
Uh,
Okay, bishop b4 is played.
yeah, I think that's not
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
rook fe1, yeah, it's logical, but yeah, it would even allow knight e4 possibly,
Yeah.
or the pin is quite annoying, yeah. So, yeah, it's not immediately obvious to me how White should follow up, so I think Mickey will be quite happy with what he's got out the opening here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a position with a lot of tension. It's not going to simplify quickly. And if white can't get any pawn breaks in, then yeah, it's easy to get frustrated.
How do you think with the move h3 here? Because this bishop is a bit annoying.
I mean, it definitely gives black a question. Uh, I wouldn't want to give up the bishop pair straight away, so bishop f5 looks pretty logical. And I guess something like queen c1 is potentially pushing white's queen to a useful square anyway, now that a3 would be possible.
Yeah.
This looks quite sensible from white's perspective.
So if queen c1 directly, what will happen? Probably similar to h3 bishop f5, because what you white just want to play a3.
Yeah.
Yeah, queen c1 can be an option.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I guess even if, okay, let's say just do some useful move, h6, just let's play something. Yeah, I guess even if white got a3, I think black
a3,
might not be too unhappy to give up the bishop pair actually and play on
take,
the light squares with
take,
knight e4.
knight e4.
Unless bishop b4 is annoying specifically, then yeah, in general, if black gets a good control on the e4 square, then even giving up the bishop pair might not be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Stanley's quite a fast player, but I can imagine that he might have a bit of a think here. It's a
Yeah.
little bit tricky to come up with a plan for white, so. Okay, I think Mickey will be quite happy with what he's got out the opening, yeah.
Okay, should we go to have a look at the next game?
Yeah, it's an exciting pairing, actually.
Yeah.
Going against Dan, it looks like the same kind of opening.
Yeah, another c4. And the c4 pawn here is without e4.
Yeah.
So let's have a look how it goes. So c4, c6, f3, d5, g3. Yeah, same thing, but another, it's not a catalan, but g6 is played here.
Yeah, okay, so Dan chooses a slightly. Yeah, so.
Castle, knight 6, b3.
Chance for b3. Yeah, I mean, of course, if white plays at any point to set up with transposing back to d4, then it's just
Yeah,
it's a theoretical position, but it's a
it's Jewish, right? It's really
symmetrical
Jewish.
Grunfeld. It's not
Yeah.
really what Gawain will have in mind, I think. So
Castle here, then take the Jewish line. Knight,
takes the
knight,
knight e5. There are some lines like this, but
yeah.
I'm not surprised that Gawain has chosen to keep things independent here. So b3 looks.
Gawain is black, right? So Fernandez is
No, Gawain is white.
Gawain's white. Really? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. So here's confused. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So that makes sense then, because he just wanted to make things complicated.
Yeah, he'll definitely be looking for a fighting game. And it looks okay, so yeah, it is very similar position to what we saw on board one.
It was played.
Guess black hasn't, yeah, the difference is black's dark squared bishop. It's developed to g7 in this case instead of, it's ended up on b4 for Mickey.
Yeah. D3, A5. Yeah, I think that's a typical plan. This kind of Greenfield setup, like A5 and A4.
Yeah, logical. And yeah, I think definitely compared to board one, where we're looking at pushing through e5 for black, here it looks like white's got a very good grip on the center. Could go knight e5 himself, but yeah, but Dan is looking for play on the queen side, on other parts of the board, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
like BD2. So actually, I'm wondering the bishop. If white plays h3, do you think the bishop will return or take? Because I used to play Greenfield, and this is always a question for me, like where to put the bishop. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd imagine just trade it off. I mean, if you return, yeah, I mean, okay, I don't know what black plays here first, I guess. I mean, knight bd7 looks logical to me, and then you hardly have a choice after h3 anymore. But yeah, I think in general,
That's knight bd7, h3.
you pretty much have to take, I guess.
Take.
But yeah, I think in general, black's quite happy to give up the bishop pair and then set up. It's very solid light squared pawn structure.
Mm-hmm.
What white's castle and bishop sort of once black has this pawn chain with c6, d5, and can be backed up by e6 at some point, then it's not putting too much pressure on the center. So black's very solid here.
Yeah. But what do you think about white? Because white has bishop here. So in the future, what do you think about, or what do you think black's plan will be?
I mean, yeah, as you said, we've either got play on the queen side, preparing a4, or again, move like queen. I don't know if queen c7 is accurate, but already I'd
7.
start to be worried about e5 if it was played. So that's the other plan. To I think white would definitely want to prevent e5. Put it that way, if black prepared that.
Yeah. Okay. Should we have a look at the next one or anyone interesting here?
Yeah, let's keep going down the top four boards because this
Okay.
is everyone on 4 out of 5 or more. So
Yeah.
yeah, I should say so. Yeah, Mickey and Gawain are on 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley and Dan are on 4 out of 5, being upfloated to play them. And also these four players on boards 3 and 4 also have 4 out of 5. So a win for any of them would keep them, yeah, really in contention going into the final round.
Yeah. Okay. So this game.
Seems everything is quite similar so far.
Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, another G3, G6. Why they would like to play this kind of setup?
yeah.
Why there's no E4? Because the
Not
fourth
not
round
yet.
Matthew, but Matthew will play this still the same setup. This is what I know from him.
My Matthew is black at least, so that should be.
Oh, it's black. Oh, I kind of confused like black and white here because it's on the top. Yeah, so now I get it. So the
But
bottom is white. Okay.
yeah. So this game is slightly different. It's Richard's chosen after we go forward to move 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the
Okay.
Botvinnik setup with c5, d6, e5, and the knight coming to
Yeah.
e7. So yeah, I used to play this way myself with black, and yeah, it's very solid. But white has a lot of different plans to try and combat it, and one I think we see from Armit is immediately trying to prepare b4. So he gets a3, knight g7, and rook b1.
I think it's a Sicilian setup. I mean, if white plays like E4 and then C4 and then D3, then it just look like some Sicilian.
This is completely symmetrical, but I think yeah, white tries to play
Yeah.
without e4 to try and yeah, keep some imbalance. And yeah, Richard takes quite a committal decision to play a5.
5. Mm-hmm.
Prevents b4, but does weaken a lot of squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we see the other plan from Army, which I was going to mention. After short castles, he goes knight e1. This knight often tries to come via c2 to e3 and
Mm-hmm.
aiming at the weak d5 square.
Yeah. So actually, how much do you know about Amit's style and way of playing?
I mean, with white, he plays a lot of these kind of systems, so he's not so ambitious in terms of trying to get a theoretical advantage, but he knows these type of positions very well. I think this specifically he'll be very happy with what he's got out the opening here. You can see he's already got quite a big time advantage. I think he'll play. Okay. No, so there is one detail that if white could already get knight e3, then things would be very good. But Armit is now wondering the obvious move knight c2 would be met by d5.
Yeah.
Black is maybe just in time to get this break, but I'm not sure how that works out. So, alternative for white, I guess, is to play knight d5,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little bit awkward to deal with.
I think Amit really likes the setup, like either black or white is set up with bishop. Okay, bishop
Yeah.
g5 is played.
Okay. So it's another good way to fight against d5. So, yeah, and if Okay, if
What is
f6 would be a
six?
very committal decision,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Okay, so you could either play bishop e3 to continue fighting against d5 and not be worried about knight f5, or even if bishop d2, yeah, I quite like bishop e3, but even if bishop d2, d5
D5.
takes
Okay.
takes. This is a reversed Sicilian type structure. Guess black's got a decent version actually.
Actually, is it possible if black wants to push f5, let's say bishop e3, f5, just give a d5 square and push on f4, push on the king
Yeah,
side?
I'd definitely start to be scared of f4. Yeah,
Mhm.
black has quickly played f6 actually, so we'll see what Amit's got in mind. Yeah, my
Yeah.
feeling is bishop e3. If f5, mm,
Yeah, I would just play f5 because
yeah,
this structure I encountered quite a lot in Sicilian, and sometimes you kind of give us d5 or d4 square and you push f5 or f4 and you push on the
yeah.
king side.
So yeah, white would definitely need to decide how to react. And playing f4 himself doesn't look stupid to me.
f4, that's white.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
yeah, it's a very complicated position.
Okay, should we wait for Amit here, or should we have a quick look of the next game?
Yeah, let's just check board four and then come back because yeah, I feel like the next couple of moves in this game could be important in deciding how it goes. Okay, so
They're not f3.
you see knight f3 as well from
Yeah,
Peter Wells.
I'm expecting e4 to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure how his repertoire normally is, but
Hmm. D4 rather than D3. So
yeah,
that,
okay. So here we transfers back to a major d4 opening instead.
yes, pawn takes. Do you know anything about this opening? Because this opening is like, I haven't encountered for like 10 years.
Yeah,
Actually, I haven't played for 10 years, to be honest.
I'm really not sure theoretically, to be honest, but definitely it looks like one of the sharper lines of the Slav. Some things can be quite quiet, but here somehow, yeah, I'd be interested to see the clock times to see who was out of preparation first. But black quite quickly
Yeah.
got an e5 break in. So
So what's your understanding if black allows the c4 pawn to be taken? Because let's say in Catalan, usually you don't want the pawn to be taken. If it's taken, then at least black
yeah,
has something to compensate bishop peers or pawns, or by
yeah.
here.
But the difference is normally in the Catalan we would have e6 already played, but the bishop's still inside the pawn chain back on c8.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Here with the bishop already outside the pawn chain. So firstly, yeah, black is very solid if he just plays normal moves. But secondly, yeah, Matthew goes for a very quick e5 push, which yeah,
Yeah,
makes it more
this looks good.
dynamic. But judging by
Mhm.
the clock times, it must still be theory. They both
Wow.
seem to know what they're doing.
So still theory, because it seems that it didn't use any time at all.
Bishop f4, knight fd7,
Hmm.
queen c1. Okay, now Matthew spends a lot of time on f6. So clearly something's well, clearly we've already left the major paths.
Hmm. Then knight c5.
Oh, okay. So yeah, black's got this potentially weak pawn on e5, but white has some pretty big short-term problems with this b3 square.
Yeah.
Obviously, knight b3 already a threat, and it's not so obvious how you deal with that in a nice way.
Mm. Let's say queen c2 is a possible.
Yeah, looks logical.
If bishop b3, then the queen can go to f5.
Yeah, if the queen didn't have this active square, that would be a good option, but yeah, I don't think Matthew will want to allow that.
c2 is played.
Okay, quickly played.
Yeah, so if knight b3, then just simply rook d1.
Yeah, somehow, yeah, black's minor pieces both want the b3 square, but it looks like both of the jumps in there straight away. Don't give anything too dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this pawn is a really big weakness in the future.
Potentially a long-term weakness, yes. So of course, Black needs active piece play to compensate for that. Okay, he has played Bishop B3 actually.
Bishop b3. Oh,
Very quick.
so queen f5. You said, let's say bishop e6.
Yeah, I mean that is an option. It's not what we want to see, really, is it? I'd be very surprised if Matthew would play for a quick draw here. Yeah.
But what else black can play, actually?
Well, G6. How does this work out?
g6. It looks empty, but might
Yeah,
might
but
be possible.
White's queen is somehow a little bit short of squares.
Queen g4, then bishop e6.
You could get back to E6 or just keep developing.
Yeah. Queen f6, bishop g7.
Yeah, that's not helping. So actually, maybe this is Matthew's idea.
That's possible.
Message in the chat asking, are we going to be covering the women's too? Yes, definitely. We'll
Yeah,
play mainly on the top boards of each event. We'll jump over there in a minute, and also
sure.
any boards that people in chat want to request, we'll have a look at too.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? So a player called Michael Green, also my friend, also my schoolmate before, he he asked me to look at his board. We're gonna look at his board later.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's move on to, should we move on to the next board or?
Yeah, I mean, below board 4, we're on people who all have 3.5 or
Mhm.
less. So we can just look at any pairings that look interesting. But this board 5 pairing does look quite an interesting matchup, actually.
Because
We can go there
you know
first.
that you know this boy quite well. I mean both well, Jacob. You
Yeah,
know him
so
quite well.
both these two are around my age. I'm sure played against each other a lot in junior events. And yeah, especially Jacob has improved a lot recently.
Mm,
Not an easy opponent, especially with Jonah having black. So this will be an interesting test. But
yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong. I think Jonah did beat him with black in the last for
Oh,
NCL weekend, so just
yeah.
barely a month ago. So
Another D4. I want to look at like
yeah, we'll find an E4 game soon, hopefully. But
yeah.
okay, the semi-Slav this
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
E3 is a more positional line.
Okay, I know this a bit because I know this from coaching students.
Yeah,
So I think black can have the idea of taking the pawn at some point and then pushing b5 and then
yeah. So if White had played 6 Bishop D3 instead,
oh bishop d3, then you think
yeah,
but bishop e2
yeah.
can still take or
So yeah, I think White has some extra options, and that's the idea behind Bishop B2. The bishop is slightly worse placed, but you do, uh, yeah, the critical lines after Bishop D3, D6, C4, followed by B5 are, yeah, well, theoretically holding up quite well for Black at the moment. So yeah,
yeah, bishop
should be,
d3, bishop d6, something
well,
like that.
there are lots of moves, but yeah. So I think
b4
this
then
bit,
e5. This is the only thing I remember from coaching.
I think this Bishop B2 is a more recent trend, as well as Queen C2, which yeah, sort of discourage Black from going for these more direct lines.
Yeah, bishop
So,
d6, castle, b3, knight e4. Okay, I like knight e4 because I tend to think because white gains space on the queen side, black needs to try to gain space on the king side.
yeah, I feel like I've played these lines before as Black with yeah, just continuing to develop B6, Bishop
Yeah.
B7 instead of this plan. But Jonah playing very fast here in the opening. And yeah, sort of changing to a stonewall setup with knight e4 and f5. And it looks pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can just be a little bit harder for White to come up with a plan, I guess.
Yeah.
Really like to fully control the e5 square. It looks like you can't really jump in there at the moment, so
So it's knight. Yeah, usually I just like to play knight e1 f3.
Yeah,
Here it's a bit weird because knight e1, that's a queen h4.
yeah, there's it's definitely White needs to be careful of his kingside. So yeah, I
Mhm.
quite like what Jonah's got here at the opening. He seems to still be in
Yeah.
preparation, or at least was one move ago. So yeah, if he chose this as a setup, then it should lead to a fighting game at least.
Yes. Okay, so what else should we look at? Is anything interesting here?
Should we try the women's section? I think you'll need to go
Mhm.
on. I think there's a different link, so you'll have to find it.
Or let me try to find it.
Oh no, it is. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
just
it's
change the
different.
section here. Yeah.
Yeah, so kata is in board one. So do you know what's the point for
Yeah. So okay, look at board one. But yeah, I think Kata has been
leading, right?
yeah doing very well in the tournament.
Oh.
She's sole leader on 4.5 out of 5.
Hmm.
There's also just one person behind on 4 out of 5, who is Elmira on board 2.
Yeah, it's kind of what I expected
Yeah.
because they're like the only WGM here, and they.
Well, actually, Harriet was playing, but she seems to have withdrawn after losing this morning. So
Oh, really? I didn't notice that because I last time I checked the women's session was like 1 month ago. I was like, okay, they're playing. This is the only thing I saw. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
so the main thing to note is Kata is yeah half a point ahead, but has a big down float already here, and yeah,
mm,
obviously if she can win this game with White this morning, then well, this afternoon rather, then she's going to be in a very strong position in the tournament.
yes. Okay, finally a E4. So I think sometimes women's sessions are more interesting than men's sessions because men will play D4 and go solid.
Yeah, we've got a Scotch
Yeah.
on the board here. Knight B3, C3. Okay, Queen F6.
Mm-hmm. Queen E2, H4. Oh, I think Kata got a really good preparation here.
Yeah, she's played that quite quickly, and it looks pretty interesting.
I think it's not her style. I mean, I know her style. It's quite she's quite solid before.
I would
H4.
have guessed she's an aggressive player, but
Yeah.
well, looks interesting anyway. So that reacts to Knight D4.
Mhm.
Now, now, I thought the point of H4 was to play Bishop G5, but
Yeah.
instead, after takes, we see
Rook
Rook
H3.
H3. Wow.
Makes sense. It's protecting the knight.
Yeah, okay, I guess it was necessary just to defend C3 here, but also, yeah, maybe intending to harass Black's queen a bit.
Hmm.
But I'd imagine if it was White's move again here, it would just be hoping to play Bishop G5 followed by long castles. So Black needs to solve her development somehow, and obviously we do
Yeah.
have to look at discovered attacks on the H3 rook. I guess D6 is normal. I
He's,
think C6 is played.
yeah. I was thinking D6 also. Not sure. Bishop G5, so probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Queen G6 be possible because now if Bishop takes and Bishop takes H3.
Yeah, I mean, I think White would just play Rook G3. But yeah, in the
H3.
game,
Yeah. Or Queen E6 again.
there's
Yep.
not. I think even just long castles now. I think
Yeah.
Black really needs to find a way to solve her development problems. So in the game, she played C6,
D6.
which is, I guess, hoping for D5 in the future. But Kata goes Bishop G5, Queen E6. Now, okay, I guess if castle's long, she was worried about Bishop takes C3, followed by Queen takes A2. I'm not sure if that would have been strong. Yeah, Black really is lagging behind in development. But anyway, she goes for a safe alternative with Queen D2.
Queen D2.
And yeah, Black definitely won't be able to grab the E4 pawn. For example, yeah, Bishop C3. Yeah, queen takes, or and definitely queen takes e4 is going to lead to disasters on the
Big.
e-file.
Yeah.
So instead of that, black's definitely going to need to keep hold of that dark square bishop. But my feeling is her position already looks a little bit suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this Shambavi, I think, drew Harriet with black in round one.
Hmm.
So definitely a strong player. But yeah, I'm a bit worried here if she doesn't find a way to develop pieces soon. Uh, this could get very unpleasant.
Yeah, let's say bishop f6. Or bishop b6 is played.
Just gone bishop b6. Yeah, so I think white just has a lot of different plans to choose from. I mean, long castles would be a good start, just
Yeah.
as a general good move. So it would be nice to prepare bishop c4 if you can do that in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure it's so easy.
Yeah.
So potentially pushing f4, f5. I think long castles looks like a good uh, start to all those plans. But then, yeah, I'd already start to be looking at f4 as a follow-up. And the main problem for black is just how she's going to develop her queenside, light square bishop. After long castles, if you can't even play
Mm-hmm.
5 or d6 very easily, then yeah, it's could be tough, this one.
Yeah. I tend to think this Scotch, if not f6, is that will be quite Jewish.
Yeah, so I've heard people say that,
Yeah.
well, okay, not knight
Oh,
c3, of
that.
course, is not
Oh,
the
this
critical
one.
move. Yeah, this one with takes e5, queen
Queen e7,
e7, queen e2,
knight
a5.
d5, c4, bishop
Yeah,
a6.
and then knight b6 or bishop a6. Yeah, so
Mm.
I think the Scotch is sort of nearly a great option for Weiss against d4 e5, and I think yeah, it's a good option against everything except for knight f6. But knight
Mm.
f6 does just seem to be a pretty reliable counter. But yeah, I think if people were playing bishop c5 every game, then we would see a lot more Scotch players with the white pieces, definitely. 'Cause it tends
Oh,
to lead to much more exciting positions than you can get with the Italian, for
mhm.
example.
So you feel that bishop c5 is like worse for black
I
compared.
mean, slightly, yeah. Knight f6 is definitely the critical move. Bishop c5 is still
Yeah, that's interesting.
nothing too bad, but I think it gives white what she wants, really, just a more aggressive position than you could hope to get with the Italian or the Roy Lopez. So I think she's played a move in the game. Is it long castles? Yeah,
Yeah, long castles was played.
yeah, it's very natural, and I'd expect Black to have quite a long think now because it's really not obvious to me how to continue.
Yeah. Mm. Confusing, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking about f6,
Yeah,
but bishop f4 is that quite obvious.
yeah, Bishop f4 looks good.
And I can't push d6 and d5.
That's the problem. If Black can't find a tactical way to get these to work, then it's
Yeah,
difficult to come up with a plan. And yeah, I think White can. I mean, yeah, preparing Bishop c4 ideally, or
we'll
if
see.
Black castle's short, then even just starting throwing some pawns down on the queen side, g4, g5 even.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this looks like exactly the kind of position Casa would want, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so should we move on to the next one?
Yes, so yeah, I think this is the other critical game of the women's section. So Elmira is half a point behind, so it needs to win with Black here to stay in contention
Hmm.
into the morning.
So do you know anything about Emira?
Well, she's just transferred to England,
Yes.
so I assume this is her first English championships.
Hmm.
But yeah, no doubt a strong player, WGM for quite a while. And yeah, when I've seen her play Ciel and other classical events in this country, she's done very well.
Yeah,
So
I also have such impression. So,
yeah, and okay, we're back to something similar to the top boards of the
oh
open
no.
section.
Yeah.
Here white goes quickly back to d4. So I'll just have some kind of Slav, but with the bishop quite nicely placed outside the pawn chain on f5.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on these systems, but it feels like black has a very comfortable version of things. I would have guessed white needed to try something involving knight h4 to try and sort of justify her play. But if the light square bishops are getting traded, then that can be very comfortable.
Okay, so if white takes and pawn takes, how do you feel about this pawn structure?
Yeah, I quite like it for black actually in this version. I'm
Mm,
not surprised that yeah the bishops end up just getting traded normally on d3, and yeah I think yeah it can give a very nice grip on the e4 square.
yeah. Actually, I
And
quite like it for both sides because I think I remember when I was in one game in the Olympia, it's kind of same similar structure, and it was a trade on f4, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
my opponent got a pawn structure like this. It's like white and g6. After g6 played, then I can no longer break through.
yeah, exactly. White just lacks pawn breaks, but at the same time, okay, of course the position's just very solid. But yeah, in the end, Anusha sort of yeah just keeps the tension between the bishops, and at some point
Yeah.
black just decides to trade normally on d3, so we get a very normal kind of position, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, the whole thing actually does look just like a reversed London system. Yes,
Yes.
black has played exactly this setup, but after rook e1,
Take, take a5.
5. And this is an interesting moment because,
Another a5. Actually, yeah, a5.
I mean, the obvious thing is to push e4 right
Yes.
now, yeah? But she chooses not to.
I appreciate e4 because I'll say after e4. My understanding is that this structure
Yeah, I
black
mean, if they trade everything, probably trade the knights and play
had to
knight
trade.
f6.
Yeah, knight f6, queen e2, or
Yeah,
then a4.
yeah.
Another one, yeah.
Okay, black seems to have a decent version of things and is still very
Yeah.
solid. But at the same time, yeah, that would have been my instinct with white, definitely, to push straight away. So yeah, her move a3 seems a little bit, it's a potential weakness. That pawn on a3 needs protecting the whole time now.
The rook
And
can't move.
yeah, exactly. And in the game, okay, I guess black also struggles to find a plan, so she goes for something very direct.
Hmm.
X. White could have taken with the pawn, but I guess potentially e5 would have been
Also e5. Yeah.
response anyway, yeah. So I don't mind queen takes. And yeah, now black breaks in the center with e5. So yeah, I quite like the way Elmira has handled this, I think.
Hmm.
And yeah, this a3 pawn could be a slight long-term weakness actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're assuming the pawns are going to be traded somehow, whether white takes now or keeps the tension. And we have this typical structure where white has, okay, let's say d5. Say everything is traded on e5.
Hmm. Take. Would you take with the queen or the bishop?
Oh yeah, queen takes might be best actually, but yeah,
Okay.
just in general, we have the structure of 4-2 pawn islands for white, and black has these 3-3,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean it tends to be it's always quite close to equality because a lot of pieces can get traded down the d file. But having said that, the queenside majority could be an asset for black in an ending. And also, yeah, this a3 pawn would really like to be back on a2, I think. So I think black could have a slightly more pleasant position here.
Hmm. Do you think black can have attack on the king side?
I think it's a bit hard to just the reduced material, and white
Really?
is very quick with development. I mean, yeah, obviously here G3, I guess.
Queen H5, and then G4 is coming.
Yeah. Okay, King G2.
Yeah, it's hard. Probably knight G4 then knight E5, let's say H3 or
Yeah, H3 95 actually looks like starting to get somewhere. Queen E2. Yeah, I think the thing is here, like, actually maybe takes and
take.
knight D3 even, but yeah, I mean,
Knight take or rook take. Knight,
if,
knight
yeah, if rook takes knight D3, then that
rook
could
is
definitely achieve something. Yeah, yeah, I think in general, white can always defend against some attack because, yeah, it's not easy for black to get so many pieces involved, but
yeah, knight take just not that good for black.
yeah, I mean, it's still around equal.
Yeah.
The rook's hanging actually. So
Oh,
actually, this line we
there's
did,
even
yeah,
here, here, here.
yeah.
And
Okay, so you did actually have to play rook takes, and then black won the
yeah,
bishop there. Yeah, so that kind of sums up the line that yeah, maybe black could try some attack, and white might have to make some positional concession to defend. And yeah,
mhm,
once we get this kind of thing, then I can imagine white suffering in an endgame. So yeah, this game's got a long way to go, but I I quite like what Elmira has managed to get with black here.
true. Okay, so what else? Aga already lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, already lost.
You can have a look then. We've got a finished game already.
Yeah, why there are so many lines? I didn't. Okay, let's have a look. Another D4. Okay, it seems normal here.
Yeah, nothing too bad so far.
Yeah.
White not really using any time on the clock, which does explain the
Wow.
position of the game, I guess. Somehow after bishop a6, there's already quite a few problems down the c-file.
Rook B8. Oh,
I think bishop b7
yeah,
shouldn't really be prevented. So actually, somewhere around where white broke with c4.
yeah.
Yeah, something went wrong around here, definitely.
B6. Yeah, B6 doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But anyways, because white has bishop here, do you think it's
It's already, yeah, at least slightly more pleasant for white, definitely. But
yeah
yeah, it became.
this position? Probably black shouldn't have taken the knight here.
Mm,
Because usually black waits for white to play a3, then takes. But if I hadn't played a3,
yeah, if you're gonna take, then you need to get a good control of the light squares to sort of compensate for the bishop pair. But yeah, if white ended up getting the c4 break in the game anyway, then yeah,
well,
bit
I'll,
wrong,
I'll
I guess.
prefer yeah I'll prefer going back
Mm.
if a3 happens. So this one, yeah. So I'll say after this, I think white is really good because of bishop here,
Yeah,
and later it's come to the c4 position. It's just a struggle already for
it's already quite difficult to know how to react.
and the rook is gone here,
Yeah.
and how it's finished.
Oh,
Okay, wow,
okay. Wow, very nice game by white actually.
yeah.
Just played, yeah, very logical chess throughout.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other games that catch your eye?
What do you think?
Uh, should we have a look back at the how the
Mad
top
edition.
boards of the open section are going? Yeah.
Okay, sure. Mm. Wait, should we look at Michael Green's game? Because
Okay, go on then.
yeah, he said previously that we should have a look at his game. Where's Michael Green? Do you have an idea which board is he's in?
Try next.
Here?
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, he played d4 because I remember in one of the games he played c3.
Yeah, well, he delayed it till move 2 this time, so that's already
Yeah, I remember he
big
told me that his
session.
idea is, yeah, if I play e5, that's kind of Caro-Kann with like extra move
Hmm.
for white.
Okay, so here he plays it on move 2, just to
c3. Okay.
later head for a London system type setup, I think.
Yeah. Oh, quite similar structure again for black this time. On
Yeah,
d.
exactly. It's we've seen with white before. Yeah,
Yeah.
followed by b6, bishop b7. It's exactly the same. Just very, very flexible in terms of yeah, potentially aiming for the e5 break later, but not committing yet.
Hmm. Yeah. So here is quite normal setup.
White's setup is just, I think he hasn't used any time yet. You can just play all these moves
Yeah.
automatically, which is why people like the London system.
Hmm. And a4. Rook
Okay, but
e1.
quite nice plan, bringing the queen to a8.
Oh, yeah. I also seen this plan in quite many games.
Yeah, it's good control of the light squares.
Hmm.
Now finally, c4 and d5. Suddenly we get a lot of tension in the center.
Yeah. And white starts to think. Queen b3. Okay, quite complicated still this position.
Yeah, yeah, very complicated. I do like White's London system bishop on h2. It's controlling some important squares, but
Yeah.
same time, it's not easy to decide how to react in the center. If you try to keep the tension the whole time,
Hmm.
yeah, have to come up with a plan.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, should we move on to the
Yeah, let's look at board one.
other
It
one?
looks like there's been some developments. So I think we left it after bishop b4, saying that yeah,
Yeah.
White really needs to come up with a good plan in the next couple of moves.
Yeah, recap e1 is what I mentioned.
Was yeah, but it's Mickey goes bishop h5. I'm not sure how to work that one out.
Probably bishop g6 in the future.
Yeah, but why not go bishop f5 straight away?
Oh. I think sometimes when I see Mika's game, I just feel, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
something like this.
his moves are yeah. So Stanley did go for this plan. We said that he wanted to play knight d2 to prepare
Yeah,
e4, but yeah, he had to start rook f1, otherwise the e2 pawn was hanging.
yeah.
He's gone for this, but now it has been met by a well-timed e5 break. Assuming he's got the tactics worked out, connected with c takes d5.
See?
So instead takes on e5, takes, and now cd5.
Okay, I would say just pawn takes. No problems, right?
Yeah, I mean, my feeling is something has gone a bit wrong for white already.
Yeah,
Somehow black's pieces all look very active.
yeah.
Yeah,
d4 is coming because this is a much better version with an isolated pawn in the center because
yeah,
e3 here
definitely.
and then
I
g6.
mean, yeah, already exactly. There's already potentially big
Oh,
problems on the light squares.
probably Mickey just expected that this will happen, so he just goes bishop h5 so that he can just play bishop
It is true if he was preparing the e5 break, then yeah, I guess bishop f5 wouldn't be an option later. So yeah, he has just c takes d5, and I think Stanley might already been a bit of trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, his queen on c2 is already quite short of squares. That is
yeah,
either bishop g6 or rook c8 coming, and yeah, and also yeah, the isolated pawn. It's it can be a weakness, but white needs to have really good control of the square in front of it. And in this case, black is easily pushing d4 if he wants to,
yeah, sure.
gaining a lot of space. So white's very passive. Well, he's played another move.
Now
But
be
yes,
black.
so
Well,
he is
I
trying
saw this
to.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, so he is at
Here's
least trying
knight.
to control this square and prevent d4.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw bishop g6 here, and then queen,
Yeah, so
queen c1,
White's
and
queen is getting pushed to a1, I think, but maybe that's not so bad.
if queen c7, that
Okay.
might be. But I think it is super complicated here because so lots of things, you know.
Yeah, there's some
Mm.
tactics once the queens come off with c2, yeah.
Let's say rook d7, probably queen e5 takes, or anything else you can see.
No, yeah, take c5.
Rook c1 again because now you don't have rook c8.
Okay, but yeah, still a6. I
Okay.
think Black's not relying on anything too tactical. He just needs to keep
Yeah.
good control.
Let's say take. Knight d4. Do you think white can survive here?
Um, I still definitely like Black, put it that way, but maybe it's not not critical yet. Yeah, I do like Stanley's move, knight b5 to try and fight for d4 square. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not sure if probably bishop g6 isn't most accurate then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in the current position, yeah, maybe what happens if you just start rook c8, for example?
Queen b1.
Yeah, okay, but then at least we've stopped.
Actually, and then bishop g6.
Oh,
I
but
missed that actually. So queen
yeah, so
a1, then
queen
bishop
a1, bishop c2.
trapped.
Yeah, and it's got some trick here then.
Is that
Okay,
trick?
no, maybe there's no trick. Okay, so what's the plan here? After knight b5, rook c8.
Queen f5. Okay, again, I'm gonna take take like this.
Okay, yeah.
Too complicated.
Yeah, it really is complicated.
I really want to protect this knight, but I don't think I can.
Even here, something like, say, a6.
A6.
I
Yeah,
guess you're taking e5 straight away.
queen takes.
Yeah, and
Okay,
trade everything on e5.
take. Bishop takes.
Yeah, takes.
Take. Take this or take knight.
Yeah, take the bishop.
Knight, then d4.
Knight d4, then bishop c3.
Bishop c3.
I think the line we were looking at before, you had knight b5.
How about this?
Okay. Rook e8.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or maybe there was some, instead of rook c1, there was some knight f3 thing. But yeah, in general,
Which
it,
knight? This knight or this
I'm
knight?
not sure. I'm not sure. Knight to f3 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like White's position might just hold together tactically, but it's very,
Yeah.
very borderline already, I think. But at the same time, Mickey does need to spend some time looking through all these complications. But yeah, in the current position, there's already a couple of tempting options.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, go on then. This was
Oh,
hasn't gone on too far. Did we
yeah,
just see it after knight bd2?
yeah, it was like this. Oh,
Yeah,
nice. We didn't see this move.
I was suggesting knight bd7, but black already offers a trade of dark squared bishops, which looks quite logical, and also definitely aiming at preparing e5. And yeah, as is quite normal in these systems, yeah, I think once black prepares e5, white kind of decides he has to play d4 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a problem that he didn't play it earlier and lost at tempo with d3, because of course black's setup is a little bit strange now. Now knight a6.
Yeah, that's not a6. I think when I played Greenfield like 10 years ago, I was also like wondering knight a6, well, what I'm doing with this knight. Because that's also my move for in lots of games. So I was just wondering whether I should go for knight b4 in the future or knight c7 or c5, knight c5.
Yeah,
But
it looks
yeah,
complicated. And yeah, there's lots of plans here. Knight e1.
yeah,
It's
that's a move. Knight e1.
interesting by going.
Hmm.
Potentially wanting to play
F3
h3.
or
Oh yeah,
h3?
yeah,
Actually, yeah.
yeah, exactly. One of those followed by e4 potentially.
Mhm.
Knight b6. Finding some interesting circuits for his knights.
Yeah. Take, knight takes. Knight
Knight,
d3. Well, so why not just h3, let's say, and then e4 immediately?
that's a good question.
So where are gonna move the bishop to? Because I just always think this bishop is a problem. I don't know where to move.
Yeah, I mean, I guess unless there's something tactical, then I guess just bishop e6,
Tactical, okay. Now
e4.
e4, let's say.
Yeah, I'm not sure which goes best, but say knight dc7 to come to b5. I
Mhm.
guess white, now that white's taken on d5, he just has to be a bit careful about the weakness of the d4 pawn.
Yeah.
It still looks like a reasonable option, definitely.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, knight somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess now we've had this structural change where white's taken on d5 and black's recaptured with a piece. White doesn't necessarily need to push e4. He's got more space already in the position. It's just about finding good squares for his pieces. So knight
Knight here.
d3, and then
Yeah,
uh,
makes sense.
I don't think he'll be in a rush to push e4, but just possibly h3 anyway at some point. Rook c1, just keep improving his pieces. But black looks very solid as well.
Actually, is c5 possible here?
c5. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Feels, I don't know, it feels to me like it's slightly underprepared for it, but I can't see.
Because I
Can't.
think knights here are a bit thick.
um,
Yeah, because I think if I don't play c5, then the d4 pawn, I really feel annoyed if I play black.
yeah, exactly. It's difficult playing with a constant space disadvantage. So black definitely wants to try this break in the long term, but maybe it's possible already. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's quite
I'll
interesting.
say, yeah, I'll say that black will play c5 next move.
Okay, wow.
Okay, should we move on? Let's see afterwards.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, this one. Oh, we were talking about f6 and f5 thing.
Ah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, we left it after f6. I mean, it did play bishop e3, which is what we expected.
Yeah, rook
Yeah,
b8.
Richard, instead of anything with f5, plays
Mhm.
e8, which is a little bit cryptic. I guess his idea is to prepare b6, and then eventually it'll be possible to play d5, so he needed to overprotect the c5 pawn. Yeah, it's quite a long plan, because
Yeah,
he first needed to get his rook off this long diagonal. But at the same time, Armeet really wants the e3 square for his knight, but it's
yeah.
being occupied by the bishop, so okay, first queen d7. Let's just overprotect the knight before playing b6. But
Mhm.
now we
b4.
see the yeah, another use for the knight on c2 that even with black's a5 move earlier, he has managed to get the b4 break in.
Yeah,
Takes b6.
b6. Queen d2 is right.
Just a flexible move, queen d2. Yeah, now that white's got this tension with b4, it's again very difficult for black to push d5.
Yeah.
So quite like what Armit's got, but of course it's still nothing too serious.
Yeah, I just really want to play f5. I mean, I'll still play f5.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like white's quite well prepared for it now. But yeah, with this a file open, but it's very difficult for black to play rook a8 with tactics on the long diagonal with b5. So it feels like white will be the one who controls the a file in the long term.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely looks harder to come up with a plan for black to me.
Yeah, but I was both sides quite hard.
Yeah,
Ah,
very.
I'm not good at this kind of position where it's hard to find a plan.
Yeah, me neither. It's yeah, there's a lot of tension, and yeah, and neither side really wants to resolve it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah, let's have a quick look at board 4, and then we can just check some interesting lower boards.
F5,
So
that's what we said. And then bishop e7, so he didn't play g6 or bishop e6, but bishop e7.
b7.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. And then after castle, just e5, so Matthew just completely ignore the king,
It's
leaving
very,
the center. And
very brave, and yeah, it's yeah, I would have the idea of g6 I would have thought was to be able to castle short in these kind of positions, but Matthew doesn't seem too bothered. But
yeah, but I'm not
clearly his
sure really. I think black is worse. This is my feeling. What do you think? Because black is doing this thing like a5.
I mean, it seems slow, but at the same time, the bishop on b3 is very annoying. But
Mhm.
white can't put a rook on d1, so yeah, white only has one really active piece. That the queen is well placed, but it's not going to stay there forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
I tend to prefer white as well, but
yeah.
it's okay.
I really want to take and then knight e4 because then I go the solid score for a knight.
Yeah, it's
Or just knight e5 directly. So knight e4.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, taking a 94 is quite interesting. Actually, it's always very committal to give up the bishop pair, but at the same time, makes it even harder for, like, if Black could trade queens in this kind of position, then he would have good long-term chances. But his king is really suffering in the center now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just have to go back, White can try some bishop h3 maybe.
Hmm.
A little bit hard to suggest moves for Black.
Or how about pushing f4?
Wow.
I just
You're
really,
very scary.
I really want to punish the king because
Yeah, no,
the king
it's
doesn't.
true. If the opponent's king's in the center, then you should look to play. And yeah, if you're playing against long-term advantages like the bishop pair as well, then you want to do things that are very direct and open up the position. So, yeah, it looks quite interesting actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, black's bishops do cover a lot of squares, so even here,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a good move, but just to show, if you take on f4,
Yeah. Rook takes.
uh, okay, what I was going to say is
What?
rubbish, but yeah, white still doesn't have that many threats, at least, even with the f-file open. Black's bishops do a good job of controlling squares around his king.
It's no queen
But
f7.
yeah, but at the same time, uh, yeah, black still would feel much more comfortable with his king out the center for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, this one hasn't moved on so much, but
Yeah.
So Peter Wells, I should say, is a very slow player generally. He always ends up in time trouble, and it won't be surprising if he continues burning a lot of time on the next few moves. So
Hmm.
like a very complicated game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to have a look? Any pairings a little bit lower down that look interesting to you?
Bona?
We can have a look at board 8, yeah.
Because you know what? Because I think Bona's opponent he drew like Jonah this morning, if I remember correctly.
He did, yeah. So
Oh
he
yeah.
Theo actually drew Jonah at 4 in CL
Oh again.
about
Oh,
a month ago, and then
is that
again
the
this
one?
morning.
Is that the one Oxford team or it's not?
I
It
can't
can't
be
be.
sure to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah, so he's definitely had good results, and now, so yeah, I think Borna will be. So it's a little bit of a tricky pairing for Borna with Black, definitely.
Mhm.
And it's already moved on a long way. What was the opening here?
E4 C5.
Okay, Borna goes for some Sveshnikov.
Oh yeah. So the
It's,
thing is that
okay,
I
it's a very theoretical line.
Yeah, because the funny story is that Borna used to only play d4, and then he just wanted to make it more complicated, so he began to play e4. And as black, he used to study a lot, quite well of c6. And now again, he thinks that probably c5 he got more chance to be make the position aggressive and win. So I think recently he's studying like c5 and some other
Yeah,
lines.
I think the problem these days that even if you have one opening you really love, unfortunately, having just one opening these days is very dangerous in terms of opponent's preparation. So you have to branch out a bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah, what we see is a very theoretical line.
Yeah, actually, it surprised me because I don't think this is a bonus like personality because I would say he would probably play something like D6
Yeah,
inside or some
yeah,
new
be
theories.
a more traditional way to get a fighting game. This one leads to more longer theoretical lines, I guess. So
Mhm.
what we have here is
Bishop
uh,
G5.
one of the absolute main lines.
Do you prefer Bishop G5 here or Knight D5 here?
So I always used to play Bishop G5. I think the trend more recently has been towards Knight D5,
Yeah.
just because, yeah, the positions are a bit more original. There's more different ways for White to play, and in the lines after Bishop G5, it does seem that, theoretically speaking, at least Black is doing okay at the moment. So
Yes, Bishop G5, and this is just all theory.
yeah, yeah, Black used to play
Mhm.
lines with like short castles and Bishop G5, but yeah, more recently everyone has been playing Rook B8, which is a little bit more annoying to face, but I think this is still some very theoretical line. Knight C2, Bishop G5, A4. I've seen this all before.
Mhm.
I think Theo is generally very well prepared as well. So yeah, we can see here is already up to 1 hour 37.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is definitely still theory. I feel like this line is some false draw, but
Oh,
what's happened in the game seems to be still complicated.
yeah. So what happened? Queen C8.
Okay, so now both players are spending some time at least, so clearly it's still a complicated game, but not at least not just simplifying straight away.
Yeah, but both I think both are playing so fast, like currently.
Yeah, still quite fast, but seems like they're not in theory at least.
Actually, usually when on move 20, usually I only go like 30 minutes or something like that. So they're playing super fast, I would say. Yeah, I would say F5 is quite a thing for black here.
Yeah, definitely. It's the only pawn break in the position, and he's
Hmm.
got it in quite good circumstances. Yeah, White's definitely got to be careful with his king safety. Bishop on c5 is it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously in exchange, White has a very powerful outpost for the knight on d5.
Mm-hmm.
So rook a1, okay, bishop d4, and now white starts trading all the rooks down the f file.
Take again.
So okay, it seems quite balanced. I mean, but the problem for white, I guess, well, I guess white doesn't mind so much about a draw. So
Yeah.
later on, the game can just simplify to opposite color bishops, is the thing.
Yeah.
Uh, it's mostly black who's in control of whether at some point he wants to play bishop e6, takes d5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, white does have the strong b5 pawn, and he seems to have dealt with the short-term danger to his king. So Borno is now spending a lot of time, and
Yeah.
white's position seems completely okay, and it's going to be tough to win this with black, I think.
Actually, can black avoid trading the rook? Let's say bishop f2.
Yeah, looks interesting.
Because I think if black trade the rook, then it's a draw. I would say it's a draw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Or else
well.
even white has more chance.
Yeah, I mean trading like this, black's got to be a bit careful, definitely. So his king is going to get weak. But yeah, bishop f2 looks quite interesting. I guess you just have to be very careful about this pin, yeah? Like what happens after g3?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Let's say queen h5.
Okay, queen h5
I'm
looks
gonna go here.
queen h5 looks nice actually. Yeah, I mean, okay, there's still some moves like knight f4 maybe, but
Wow. Yeah, that's possible.
yeah,
Take, take. Oh,
it's super complicated. But
yeah.
yeah, if black doesn't have something quite immediate that works out well here, then I think it's going to be very tough to get
Mm-hmm.
winning chances for him. So yeah, that's probably why he's burning a lot of time.
Yeah. Okay, anything else you think is interesting?
Let's have a look. So many talented junior players in this
Yeah,
tournament.
too
It,
many, I would say.
it would
So
have
I
been
don't know
nice
which
to
one.
see the early rounds where they were up against the top players. But okay, let's have a quick look at board 23 actually. Oh, okay, and
23.
then we'll have a look at 24 because that's finished. But
Oh, yeah.
I'll look at 23 because
I'll finish here. Okay, 23, let's say.
23.
So do you know anything about these two players?
Yeah, so I will one biased game because the player with white here is goes to the same school as I went to.
Oh,
Very very nice guy, a talented player. Have a quick look at this.
okay. So he's not a teenager because he went to the same school as you. So he's like
And
used
he is probably around 17 now or 18 even.
17. Oh, for
Probably
me, still a
gap.
teenager.
Yeah.
No, everyone below 20 is 20. There's a 22 is a teenager. That's what I think.
Bishop d2 I think is
Oh,
kind of trendy small line against the Grenfell just to get
yeah. The screen feels a low
vertical.
to lines, I think.
Yeah, white has a lot of different options.
Yeah, knight b6, it should be the move. Mm-hmm. h4.
Oh, very aggressive play.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, somehow, white did provoke quite a lot on the king side.
Mm-hmm.
Black was forced to trade queens in this slightly strange way to escape
Yeah.
immediate danger. But now white's
Mm-hmm.
position looks quite a lot better, I think.
This is the position.
Yeah, black pawn's an interesting way to activate, but yeah, this e6 pawn is a real long-term weakness,
Yes.
even with the opposite color bishop. It's very hard to know how black's going to deal with that. I mean, I assume just king c2 in this position or some similar move.
Actually, f4, f5 seem to be a really
Yeah,
fast plan.
exactly. If white can prepare some expansion on the king side, then yeah, black's setup with the king on f7 is very awkward right now. 'Cause
Hmm.
much can move. I guess black will try like rook d8 followed by knight f8 to at least
Yeah.
go the e6 pawn a bit more. But yeah, that's looks like a very nice advantage for white at the moment. So
Knight f8, I mean, knight c5 is coming, so knight has to stay on d7.
uh, yeah, I mean, I guess knight c5 isn't the end of the world, but yeah, I think that is true. And yeah, also black's dark squared bishop really. It has no way to change diagonals somehow.
Yeah.
It would really like to be on, yeah, like d6 to cover this knight c5 stuff. But it can't change diagonal at all without some pawn break, and it looks
Hmm.
impossible to get e5 in. Yeah, so white plays d4 in the game, which I
Plus
guess
c4.
looks a little bit
Hmm.
dangerous to me because there's no rook
Yeah,
b4,
b4 and then
b3, there is b5.
b5. Yeah. What's that?
This might be a little bit inaccurate. Bishop
Hmm.
c4. Yeah, this isn't so easy to deal with. So yeah, I'm not sure how he's planning to react to rook b4 now, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Still interesting position. Shall we have?
Before is played.
Yeah, I think suddenly black's got quite a lot of play. Might just be winning a pawn, and still white has compensation. But yeah, it's no longer clear at all. Should we have a quick look at this game
This
that's
game.
finished?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I think this player with white. I think he drew with Dan Fernandez in round one with the black piece.
Oh,
So he's got
this
a
one.
access already.
Is this a teenager?
I assume so. Uh,
Mm.
anything else about him? But yeah, so he's obviously a talented player. He's got some good results already, but here he's lost quite
Um,
quickly. See how this one went.
do you know anything about bishop g5? Because this seems to be a strange move.
I don't really know the position already. I mean, yeah,
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm wrong because there's a line actually. Because I played bishop b4 and then something like
yeah,
this.
exactly. I would have played bishop
Knight
b4 earlier with black
e4,
myself.
something like that. This is a proper line. And then f5, and later black just castle alone, develop here and here. For knight c6 and queen e7 castle alone.
Yeah, my instinct as well would have been bishop b4 and fight for the
Mhm.
e4 square, but in the game he goes chasing after the bishop pair instead.
Yeah, f6. But the idea is quite the same, just to give up the king side already and preparing for casting long.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, both sides ends up castling long.
Hmm.
Yeah, black's
Okay,
mm,
e4.
e4 is a little bit risky since you don't have a dark squared bishop. The fact that yeah, I think I can already see it comes later that black ends up playing f5, and yeah,
Mm,
combined with knight c6, there can be quite a lot of pressure on the dark squares coming.
yeah,
So yeah, I think e3 instead of e4 probably would have been a lot safer.
yeah.
Yeah, if you've given up the bishop pair, then you need to make sure the position doesn't open up too quickly, I guess.
Hmm. So knight c6 and castle long, and then castle long a3, f5.
Yeah, already I really like the way black's playing this.
Well, take. Oh, this is. I kind of understand why black lost so quickly.
It's uh, yeah, it's black's g7 bishop that is unopposed.
Wait, it's a blunder. Just a free queen, a whole free queen.
Where did it happen? Knight g6 pawns to queen.
96. Yeah, because queen d2 can't
Okay.
be played because of knight b3.
Yeah, yeah, that's a shame.
What? That's why.
Yeah, but already, I guess he only went for this line because of knight g6. But yeah, if you put
Mhm.
something else here, it would already be pretty bad, I think. Yeah, black's bishops are just dominating the board.
Yeah, it's losing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think black is actually also a talented junior from around the
Mm.
Guildford area, the same area that I live, and
Okay.
it's nice to see a lot of talented players playing in this event.
Hmm. Okay, anything else you think is interesting?
We can go back up a little bit.
Out a little bit.
Let's see, how about board 7?
Board 7. Oh,
Yeah, so Danny lost this morning to Mickey with white,
yeah.
with black rather, which is obviously a very very tough pairing. But apart
Mhm.
from that, he's been doing well in the tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing against Frankie, who is a very talented young player. Obviously, we've got his brother Stanley
Yeah.
on board 1, but they're both around the 2200 level. So,
Hmm.
uh, okay,
Okay, this opening.
yeah. So I think
Oh,
a6
A6. You
is.
you play A6, right?
I have played a6, and I think Danny has said before that he really
Hmm.
doesn't like facing a6. So this
Mm,
probably annoyed him a little bit, but it looks like the position he's got later on is pretty good anyway. So he doesn't mind so much.
yeah. So what's the plan here? So you wait for white to move the bishop, and then you take,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
you go
White
to
played bishop
b5.
d3, then already d6, c4, followed by b5, bishop b7, c5.
Mhm.
Yeah, black would get a very comfortable version of some typical Queen's Gambit accepted type lines.
Yeah. So is this like right here?
I'm not
Not being right
not
here.
a fan not a fan of a6 personally. So yeah, so
Okay.
instead of knight bd7, the other option would be to play c5 straight away, which
C5 straight. Okay.
transposes to a kind of
Oh,
theoretical line.
yeah, this is something probably I know a bit. Let's say, so some lines like white tries to take to a like
Yeah, so black can end up
not
with a
here,
manipulated
probably just
pawn. Yeah,
yeah, bishop
But
somewhere.
start with bishop e2, and once black plays bishop d6, yes, knight c6,
That's a six first
short
local.
castles, bishop d6, and then you take on c5, and we get
Mhm.
some typical isolated queen's pawn position.
Yeah.
That's another option. Knight bd7 is completely fine too, but yeah, I'm not such a big fan of b6 as a follow-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, B3.
a3,
Yeah,
I
the other
guess,
pawn should go to B5.
I guess I would. I'm not sure if it's obviously not as good as before, but I would still look at taking on c4, followed by
Mm.
b5. Even though white hasn't lost the tempo, it still looks like quite a comfortable version for black.
Yeah.
But yeah, somehow b6. Yeah, the thing is that what Danny does is often a very good reaction to b6, changing to this Carlsbad structure, where the bishop on b7 is quite misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is he also gets some Stonewall type play with knight e5 followed by f.
Yeah, this is a structure I really don't like. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be difficult to play against this, and yeah, it's like in the game, Frankie did jump in with knight e4, which is the only way to sort
Mhm.
of fight against the space advantage, but
Yeah.
it does somehow something already went wrong.
Yeah, Queen G4. Well, that is a well played.
Yeah, I think somehow already here after
Mhm.
e6, 6 takes bishop c4, it already looks pretty bad for black.
Yeah.
He's having to play f5, and now he can never castle. And yeah, something's already gone wrong. So yeah, it's the key thing about like knowing openings well.
Hmm.
Probably the position objectively is nothing too bad after say b6, but if you end up in a position where the plans are hard to play and you don't have a good feel for the position, then it can very quickly get worse.
Yeah. Okay. So how it This looks like that, and the black choose a castle
Black,
alone.
yeah, which is the only option. But yeah, obviously now white's got protected plus one e5. He's got the bishop pair, and black's king is still not completely safe on the queen side either.
Mm-hmm. E6. Wow, the bishop here is quite hard. I really like. I mean, the one of the best thing I like for chess is bishop here.
Bishop pair on an
Yeah.
open board is very dangerous, and you're here if you're having to play b takes c5, then yeah, clearly now his king is very weak.
Mm-hmm.
Back now just castles.
Yeah, this is a position.
Yeah, it's a very nicely played game by Danny so far.
Mm.
Black can't even contest the d file because white's got full
Yeah.
control of d8. So yeah, just something like rook d6 is going to come next. Rook d1 at some
Mm-hmm.
point breaking with b4. And I think Frankie's king isn't going to survive on b7.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very yeah, very strong game by white.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to look at?
Uh, let's look at board six because that's the only one of the top eight we haven't looked at yet.
Yeah.
I think Peter Roberson had a very long game against Garwen this morning, and at some point was quite a lot better. So he had good chances, but ended up losing.
Oh yeah, I
Something
saw
gone
that
wrong?
guy. Probably stuck on my side a bit because it says the names here already, but not.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, now it should be. Hopefully, all is fine here.
Ah. Okay. New position. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tough loss for Peter this morning, but
Mhm.
still, still on potentially in contention if he can
Yeah.
black today. And so yeah, he chooses a very fighting opening, classical Sicilian.
Oh, this one. I think I saw him playing this Cambridge Open
Yeah.
last game.
Yes, you're right. Actually,
This is staying exactly the
updated on
same.
that. And yeah, also at yeah, the last CL weekend, I saw him
Mm.
get a very nice win in this line. So yeah, maybe this is something he
Bishop E.
started quite recently.
Yeah. So how do you think of Bishop E2?
And it's yeah, very very non-critical, I guess. Just because there's nothing particularly wrong with White's position, but yeah, I think especially against the classical Sicilian, against the
Mhm.
Najdorf with a6, where Black is developing a bit slower, then White has more kind of options that are acceptable. Yeah, okay. This is still a slightly better version for White than the game because we'll see
Mm.
game Black gets a5 in one go later.
Yeah,
I think
that's true. Mm.
in the
Yeah.
classical, basically White's only critical moves are moves like Bishop g5 or Bishop c4 that really
Mhm.
immediately put,
Bishop G5 here also.
yeah, of course, this is the main move, and Bishop c4
Bishop
is
C4
a
here.
decent
G5 here as
alternative.
well.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah,
Bishop
I think
C4 here. Yeah.
yeah, but I think Bishop e2 is very yeah, of course, Black can be very happy with just getting a fighting game against a move like this that's not going to be too theoretical.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I think he reacted very well in the game with just all the natural moves e5, b7, short castles, and okay, White played f4, but yeah,
A5. Yeah, A5 is
shows,
right.
yeah, exactly. This shows the point that yeah,
Mm.
compared to the Najdorf, yeah, Black can often get this move in one go. So
Knight B4. Yeah,
a
this is
very good
also
version.
right setup. Yeah.
Okay, so he provokes White to push
Mm.
f5, and now yeah, he's going to probably switch the bishop round to c6,
Yeah.
either targeting the e4 pawn or trying to push d5. Yeah, the key thing is that even though White has this extra space, then it's going to be hard to get any real kind of kingside attack, I think.
Mm-hmm. Knight C1. Bishop C6. Knight D3. So knight D5 can't be played because C2 pawn is hanging.
Yeah, true. Check.
Mm-hmm.
b1. Yes, Black's really preparing d5. White's fighting against it. Bishop
Bishop
g.
E5.
Yes, White obviously gave up the bishop pair to sort of get more control over the d5 square. But
Mm-hmm.
next two bishops are both doing quite a good job. And
Rook
yeah,
A3.
it's an interesting move. Yeah, it's still not easy for white to jump into d5 in a good way, or it's not clear to me at all what white's plan will be. So I think black will be very happy with the position he's got here.
Yeah. So what do you think? Oh, Queen E6 is played.
I guess the point just that white was planning rook b3. It's just stepping the queen off. So if rook b3 now, I guess he's considering just taking on d3,
Mm-hmm.
even if the queens are traded.
Queen traded. Let's say take.
Is this a good way to play?
Um.
No, it feels like black should be able to get more than this, maybe.
Yeah.
So what's the plan after rook b3?
Yeah, actually, this situation, I don't know. When I was young, I played a lot of this as black, and what I found is I get in a good position, obviously, but then I just didn't know what to do. I just lost my plan.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
this.
it's definitely. Yeah, I mean, getting a comfortable position at the opening was just the first step.
Yeah.
Even though I prefer black, it's still a complicated middle game. I'm not exactly sure what he's planning here after rook b3. There is some crazy knight c2,
Oh,
takes
really?
bishop a4, but I'm not sure about this.
That looks interesting. So
Close to working. Already bishop b3 is a threat. Play a move like rook d1.
D1. Everything's
Okay,
pain
I
here.
mean, white cannot move at all, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm still not sure. Yeah. Okay, right, maybe b5 followed by b4 just wins. Yeah.
D5. Yeah, that looks nice.
So maybe this is his idea, which is very, very creative if it is. I'm not sure if it works. Also, after uh, bishop takes a4 in that line,
Bishop takes A4. Yeah.
uh,
Okay, knight can't move because the rook is hanging. Probably bishop E2.
bishop e2 must be better.
Then B5.
Still
Then
b5.
go back.
Yeah.
Queen D1. Yeah, that's possible.
Still white can't move that. Oh, he's
White is going to take the bishop.
knight a4, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so now black would probably have to
have to
trade.
take. Queen
It's
takes.
not so convincing, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but maybe not quite working.
Yeah.
Point.
Well, I really want to play D5 at some point.
Yeah, it feels like you're always trying to convert some small positional advantage into doing something more direct, but I'm not sure if it's working out here.
Is D5 possible, actually?
Yes, how does it?
Yeah, it looks confusing. Yeah, it's super confusing here. So, yeah, D5.
Yeah, so I guess I has to take d5. Yeah,
I'm not blundering or anything, right?
no, I think
Take.
it's
If take, then you just take, then black got center.
yeah, but mm, I'm still not sure how good this is, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Rook
he
B3
has
is
played rook
great.
b3. So maybe we should stay with this game to see what he's got in mind. Because yeah, of course there are some simple moves. Just taking on d3, still not so bad, but yeah, it would be nice if there was something direct working.
Yeah. Should we stay here or should we just quickly move on to other games?
Okay, we can have a quick look. Anything we
Okay,
haven't
Bona
seen for a while?
had a draw
Draw?
already.
Okay, let's see where the draw was offered. Left the game after rook
Okay,
f1.
rook f2
Rook f2.
instead of bishop f2,
Yeah,
queen e2.
safer, but queen e2.
This is a cute move, I would say.
Yeah, and then Warner plays h6 after how much
Mhm.
time? Yes, that's 7 minutes and offers a draw.
So who offers draw?
Um,
Do you think did Bona offer draw or
yeah,
just
Warner offers draw. Okay,
okay?
so well, the point is that if white takes an f2, no, that's all right. Okay,
What's the point? Bishop
I'm,
takes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, black can play bishop takes, I guess.
Can white fight for a wing actually?
Even here, queen f3.
Yeah.
Black's king is quite exposed, yeah. If a high rated player offers a draw, when the position is still complicated, it normally
Mm.
means they're scared of something.
Yeah.
And you can kind
Yeah.
of see why they're scared, because yeah, this kind of thing looks quite dangerous.
Mm.
You recapture with the queen, and the queens are traded,
Queen
and
straight is still. Yeah, I think white
yeah,
has a
exactly. I mean, the b
b6.
pawn is very dangerous, yeah.
Well, not
It's not.
b6. Is it bishop c6? This is
Uh, okay. Yeah, but I guess, yeah, even in this kind of thing, like even if white just lost the pawn and black was able to
mm,
take on d5, then it's still just a draw with opposite color bishops. So
yeah.
that's kind of explains why. Yeah, Bonner just didn't see winning chances anymore, and he saw
Mm,
some. So, okay,
yeah. So anything interesting here?
let's have a look at just to see if what's happened on board four.
With four, okay.
This was the most interesting
Oh,
position, I think.
oh,
The queens ended up back on
G6.
b1. Yeah,
Queen
so he did.
b1. No, I can't like it because I just really want to do something here.
Yeah, but this kind of it does justify Matthew's play that
It's like
yeah
too slow.
somehow. Sorry.
Too slow for white, I would say.
Yeah, somehow, Black was able to get away with these positional moves like a5. Yeah, if White didn't have anything direct, then Black's
Mhm.
position looks pretty comfortable now. Long
Castle
castle.
long. Wow. Well, but I don't think he's right. Because the two things are in the same file, and I just think that now white has something here.
Yeah, but this queen on b1 is really strange.
Yeah.
Like, it has no squares at all, and I mean, try suggesting a move for White. Like,
Mm.
it's very complicated that the a4 pawn is kind of dropping whenever Black
Yeah.
wants it. Like knight e4 is the only move that kind of jumps to mind, but I guess just knight takes
Mm.
a4.
That is a4.
A4, yeah.
Uh,
I guess it's okay just to take a pawn.
yeah.
Yeah, of course, opposite sides castling position could still that could still have risk later on, but somehow at the moment his king looks quite stable. It's hard for
Mhm.
White's pieces aren't active enough to create real threats.
Yeah. I'll still say take first, then knight
Yeah,
e4.
I'd be tempted by this too.
Mm. Bishop here.
E4, let's say,
Mm.
possibly.
Let's say knight c5.
Yeah, knight c5 is what I wanted as well.
Mm.
Yeah, if black does take on
Okay.
c5, then okay, he might win a pawn at some point, but then his king does start to look potentially
Yeah.
weak.
Even if it doesn't take him, 13 knight b7 actually.
Oh wow,
That's my point. If you castle alone like this, with a
yeah.
pawn like this, and the queen like this, it doesn't look
Okay,
right.
I guess bishop d5 would be quite a safe response
Yeah,
still.
bishop b5. It's possible. And now my queen can come out.
Yeah,
Let's say
yeah.
here. Or
Let's trade. Hmm, yeah, I'm not sure how it works out. Black can trade bishops, play rook d2,
yeah, d2. The
two queens.
queen
There you
where
go.
or e4.
Yeah, if queen c4, I was thinking maybe you can just take on c5 now.
Yeah, and take on
Take,
b2
take on
or
b2.
take on e2. Take on b2, I say.
I'm not sure. No, that was queen a7. Might be awkward.
Oh, it's even queen 7. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Black's position feels okay to me, but he's going to have to be careful to keep
Hmm.
control. And I quite like this way of playing with bishop takes c5 in the current position to, yeah, just 'cause you don't start trading something, then it's quite hard to suggest active plans for white.
Hmm. Okay. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's have a quick look back at let's quickly look at board one, let's say.
Yeah. Oh, it's ending as well. Yeah, I think
This is
exactly what.
almost exactly what we looked at, yeah?
Yeah,
We have
A6. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
we have this position on the board.
Hmm. Exactly. Bishop c3.
b3, and I said, yeah, white's
Knight.
only
Yeah.
defense might be something like this, knight to f3,
Mm-hmm.
takes, is rook e8, and
Yeah. Knight d2.
okay, so yeah, I was thinking Mickey might have even more than this. Like, okay, white's kind of survived, but at the
Yeah.
same time, his position's still very passive with not many legal moves.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think Black should play here?
Yeah, I mean, just needs, yeah, because like I say, really not clear what white's next move is. So, I mean, can white, we can't play e4, so,
I can play. I want to play knight e4 actually.
okay. Then I
So
guess
bishop take.
bishop takes,
Actually,
and
can a knight take?
oh,
Oh, I didn't see that because
yeah,
otherwise I'll play knight
yeah,
knight e4 surely. Take knight d6.
yeah, this might be working tactically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that seems to not that good for
yeah.
Black. Otherwise, if bishop takes, I would say it's quite super good for
Takes
Black.
takes rook f1, and
Rook f1.
yeah, I'm still thinking white
Oh,
might be
I'm thinking
okay,
about
but
e3.
yeah, no, I do like black definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, Wilson here in the chat. Always love Adam's play. Relentless pressure with simple looking moves. Yeah, absolutely. He's got a unique style like that, and you would think it's not so well suited to beating lower rated
Hmm.
players, but he's been
Yeah.
consistently winning these events in England recently. And again, here he's got to 4.5 out of 5 with a nice looking position.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
True.
after knight d2, I guess white's next move is just e3,
E3. Hmm.
e3 followed by rook e2, and then you can move
Yeah.
the knight. I guess that's the only real plan. So how can black do something direct? I kind of feel like b5.
B5.
Well, I don't really like it. I want to be able to play d4, but
I also want to play d4, but
yeah,
bishop take is like it's kind of a tempo. Otherwise, I want to play d3
yeah,
directly.
that was the idea behind b5, but there will still be bishop b7, I guess, once
Hmm.
that comes eventually. So
Yeah. Yes, it's
yeah,
quite annoying position. I feel
yeah,
super annoyed if I play black.
still definitely feels like Mickey's got some pressure, but he needs to find something accurate in the next couple of moves because yeah, if White did get time to play e3, rook
Yeah.
e2, maybe he's fighting back into the game.
Well, actually, I got an idea. How about rook c5?
Okay,
You're
well,
gonna either double rook or rook
hmm,
a5.
yeah, I
So
mean,
this looks nice.
okay, so e3, let's say.
E3, let's try rook a5 first. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna try rook c8.
Okay, then a4.
A4. I don't know actually. So b5
Yeah,
possibly? Or not
yeah,
really.
mm,
Let's say b5.
yeah,
Are you gonna take?
yeah. I guess I have to, but Yeah, no, you're right.
Rook
Actually,
E2.
oh wow, rook a2. I didn't. Oh wow, no, rook e2, d4.
Okay, I didn't see D4. I was like taking, then you can't move really.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, actually, this looks quite interesting. No, I mean this is probably just lost for white.
Yeah, this is lost
D,
for sure.
d3 coming next, but so rook c5. I mean, no, you can't even do this.
Hmm.
Yeah, white's really tied down. Yeah, it's really not many
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah, the bishop is very powerful. Let's say compare this bishop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even with yeah, and well, especially just the problem white has at the moment with the knight on d2 being completely stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so e3, I just can't see anything else but to rook a5.
E3, B5.
And what else to play?
But make it play bishop B4 instead. Oh, actually, the ideas are quite the same.
Okay, yeah, so this
Rook on C2. Yeah, I forgot about this move actually.
this is very nice.
Yeah.
Typical Mickey.
Hmm.
I mean, how is white surviving here even?
Hmm. Probably, probably white can't survive.
I mean, it just looks horrible, but
E3 just rook C2, and you can't. What else?
no, I have no idea how Stanley is supposed to be surviving here.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe a3 is the best. Just give a pawn.
Then just a free pawn.
At least you solve the problem. You can play knight f3 or whatever. But
But
yeah,
knight E3 is great.
here's
Yeah.
played a3 just because there was nothing else at all. This is probably the best move, but okay.
If knight F3, then bishop B4, and then black's gonna get
Yeah,
another
yeah,
pawn.
yeah. Maybe there was a better way to do it. So okay, here's played a3. Mickey will take because
Yeah.
you're losing this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. Oh,
after
E4.
takes,
E4 is the
he's
move.
he played. Okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Oh yeah, this is. Hmm.
This is good from Stanley because yeah, he has found the best try in a
Mhm.
horrible position. Still quite liking bishop b4, I think.
Yeah. Sorry. Bishop
But
B4.
here, I guess white plays e5, and then knight e4. But then there's knight takes e4 trick again, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so no, okay. My idea doesn't really work. But yeah, okay, now it's kind of clear. Mickey
Hmm.
has an extra pawn, but there are opposite colored bishops. White is kind of solving his short-term problems, so yeah, he keeps some drawing chances for sure.
Actually, how about rook C2? Still, you can't take because take, and you don't have checkmate here because knight is defending. Okay, bishop is also defending.
How about e5?
E5. Oh, it's no knight E4. I was thinking,
Still, there are some ideas for sure, but somehow, yeah, Stanley's found a very good defense.
well, I really want to play this for some reason, but I can't really here.
Mm.
No, I can't. I think rook can penetrate knight. Yeah, so
Yeah, not so easy to find.
let's say
Find a
knight G4.
yeah, this is interesting for sure.
threatening bishop c5 actually. And knight, can I play knight e5?
Yeah, I guess it's gonna simplify somehow. Like,
Mm.
yeah, maybe just bishop d5. Yeah, bishop d5. Are you playing bishop c5 or
Yes. Wait, knight
knight
e4 is
e4?
the move. Oh, no.
Knight f2.
Take. And I take this.
Yeah, take d1.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't think this is
This looks
relevant, but no, yeah. Okay, Mickey. It's kind of the hard thing about chess that even when you play like a perfect game,
yeah.
you're black, your opponent is finding good defensive moves, then it can still not be so easy to win. So it's got an extra pawn, but white's still fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go on a 10-minute break?
Sure. Yeah.
Then
So
we will come back for, yeah, we'll jump back to the women's section actually, and we will,
after the break.
yeah, we'll catch all the time scrambles.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will be back in 10 minutes.
Sure.
See you then.
See you then.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we are back with round 6 of the English Championships. And okay, we'll jump back to the women's section in a minute. But first, let's just see what happened on this board.
Okay, so actually it's similar to what we had talked about. So bishop b4, yeah.
Yeah, bishop b4 back, e5, knight
Knight
g4,
g4, rook
mm,
f1.
rook f1. Okay, so if ooh, somehow rook f1, not sure about.
Rook f1, why this? Bishop c5, preventing this? But then,
Oh, I mean, white needed to untangle somehow from the pin, but yeah, obviously f1 is not the dream square for the rook. Yeah, I guess rook c2, rook e2 was the
yeah,
worry, that there are even more pins coming.
yeah.
Yeah, f1, the danger is that black is quite close to picking up a second pawn here.
Yeah, black can take the pawn with the rook, right?
Yeah, or even with the knight, and then
Second
don't know,
pawn is a second pawn, yeah, with the knight.
even with the knight, I don't know if I can take on d5. I guess you can take on d5, yeah.
Rook,
Knight,
yeah, rook
knight
d8,
c4 afterwards.
yeah.
Okay.
But why not rook c2? Because I always want to play this move.
Well, I guess white wants knight f3. So
Bishop
if the bishop
c2.
c5, it's knight d4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just about holds on. But yeah, even there, I mean, yeah, black is very close to just winning the c5 pawn. Two
Mm,
pawns will be much to deal with, really. So yeah,
yeah.
I'm not sure if Stanley had something better, but yeah, it feels like Mickey's advantage is growing, definitely to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's jump to Kata in the women's section.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, we were thinking her. Wow,
Who's
this
winning?
this has moved on a long way. Yeah,
Mm.
we were thinking her position was a promising attacking position before, but it's simplified to a pawn up bishop endgame somehow. So we left it after long castles. Black was
Yeah.
struggling to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop c7 to prepare d6 looks quite logical.
Yeah. B3.
b3
Okay.
preparing
Right.
bishop
Here's bishop.
c4 was another
Yeah.
thing we said. Yeah, so Black goes for quite a weakening reaction, but that's probably necessary. Yeah, and now, okay, Kata couldn't find. I'm not sure if something like 4 is strong. But okay, Kata just played some useful improving moves here. It's king
Yeah.
b1,
One.
7,
Bishop b7, knight 2.
2 to d4,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, somehow
D6.
d6, knight d4. White was winning a pawn by force here.
Yeah.
Bishop b7 next, and yeah, this is how we reached this endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Traded e7, rook d3, so black's basically forced to trade all the rooks as well,
Yeah.
otherwise can't really stop rook d7. And yeah, after takes everything. And yeah, obviously this is a
Winning endgame.
technically winning endgame, yeah, but never know what could happen. Yeah, same color bishops, and yeah, even white gets kind of more pawns on dark squares.
Mm.
Pawn is long-term weakness, and white can try and push through 5 as well. e2 might have been threatening e5, b8, e3,
Yeah. That's the position.
okay, well, yeah, of course should be winning, but actually suggesting a plan for white, you have to be a bit careful, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I was
improving
about to
moves.
say that. Yeah.
That definitely looks useful move. Consider playing
B4.
g4, g5, trying to fix another black
Mm-hmm.
pawn on a light square. But yeah, black can always meet g4 with g5 herself, and then you have to click some e5 check things.
Yeah.
So
E5 is something.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it feels like, of course, this should be winning, and way for black to hold, you have to just defend passively for a long time, and it shouldn't at the end of the day. So yeah, it looks like Cat is going to win and stay in the lead, which is very important for the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And board two, yeah, we left this after e5,
Mm-hmm.
and White did trade everything on e5,
Queen
and Queen
four.
h4 instead of g3 might be more sensible than what we suggested. Yeah. So yeah, we said okay, positions like this are of course always quite balanced, but Black has slightly nicer pressure maybe.
Yeah.
82.
Okay.
Okay, d1. All looks pretty logical from White.
F3, knight,
3 and e4.
E4. Well, how do you think about this? Because I think I've played black like against the stretcher for lots
Hmm.
of games when I was younger, and I'm really afraid if my opponent plays put this pawn stretcher.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there should be some dark squared weaknesses, but at the same time, yeah, my just general feeling about all these positions is that it's very hard for Black to hope for anything too direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in this specific case, the main problem White has is just the weakness of these queenside pawns. Like I said, a3 would be weak earlier, but now that White's queen has gone to h4, then the b3 pawn is obviously a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Black's move bishop b5 already threatening bishop takes d4, so kind of
Mm-hmm.
force b4. Now takes 96. So now Black has some hope for rook a2, but at the same
Yeah.
time, some more stuff is getting traded. If you take on e6, I don't think you can take on b2 because it's knight
Not
c7.
really. Yeah.
Unless there is some trick. Rook a2 and bishop d4.
Oh. What? Okay.
And this is quite important because if knight e6, yeah, if takes and Black
Take.
just has to take back on e6, then of
Mhm.
course it's just very equal. Yeah, so this is the
Yeah.
critical line. Black would really like to keep this bishop, and yeah, rook a2 in this position. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. How can white defend?
I mean, okay, of
Queen,
course. Yeah, of course you can play a move like queen g3,
queen g3.
but
Yeah.
the knight on c7 is kind of trapped. I'm not sure if you're going to win it.
But why can't we go for rook d7 if everything is traded?
So takes rook c8.
Okay, not really. Bishop
Rook
e5.
d7, there's bishop e5, but
Let's
maybe
take
there's some.
f4 first.
But maybe rook d2 is really annoying. I'm not sure.
Yeah, rook d2. Yeah.
This might be a good move. Yeah.
Oh, the rook can't take because
And if like g6, then white can at least play rook b1 and should be equal.
rook b1. Mm-hmm.
So, no, this is very. I mean, this is a very important line for the evaluation because
Yeah.
I mean she's currently thinking after knight takes e6, and if she just has to recapture, then yeah, it's going to be very tough to win this kind of position. I think.
Mm-hmm.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, two. Yeah, I mean, yeah, moves like rook d2 don't work straight away because of bishop
Mm-hmm. Bishop
d4.
d4. Yeah.
It's a nice tactic. But yeah, feels like queen g3 or something similar to that is forced. I guess you can try queen h3 if you
Yeah,
want the
queen
queens
h3.
on, which might be stronger to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because now rook d2 next is going to be a problem.
Mm.
Yeah, although this rook a2 is a nice idea, I'm not sure I quite believe it. So
Yeah, the rook seems the rook doesn't have a good score to go.
yeah, I mean it's just somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Here's
somewhere like that. But after rook d2, I think okay, it's not like Black's losing. You can still get rook a1, but
yeah.
I'm just not sure really how much I like it.
Hmm.
It's possible, but yeah, of course, if Black has to just recapture on e6 in the current position, um, yeah, it's going to be very tough to grind out a win. It's only a 200-point rating difference.
Hmm.
At some point, if the position is so equal, then
Bishop b2, so
it has been played. Yeah, that doesn't
that,
surprise me.
yeah.
And okay, of course, yeah, other moves are possible, like knight f4, but then Black can at least be happy of having kept this dark square bishop, and White's king might start to feel a bit unsafe on the dark squares.
Hmm.
7 is obviously critical. Yes, rook a2 is the only justification.
Yeah.
Else. And then yes, that's some queen move for sure. With this after rook f8 or rook f8,
Hmm.
maybe it's not so bad. Black might still be able to play for a win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think yeah, White's rook d2 looks logical, but rook a1 is quite a nice.
Or you can play bishop c3
Oh yeah, it's nice as well.
because I'm attacking the b4 pawn, so it looks
Yeah,
much better.
yeah, I like that. And yeah, White's knight does start to feel.
Trapped.
Yeah, I mean, it looks difficult to win it, but yeah, like you say, this b4 pawn is also a problem.
Yeah.
The fact that you've kept the bishop for knight in balance, especially with White having weakened the dark squares around her king,
Hmm.
feel like the kind of position Black could win now.
Yeah, this is good. But let's say just white just trades the queen
Okay,
here.
so
So
queen g3.
if the queen is gone, this looks hard. The queen has to take, right? Or
Well, you could leave
Mhm.
the tension, maybe like if
Oh yeah, maybe rook stay here because if white
this
takes
clever,
queen,
then Black's back rank problems are solved. Yeah,
yeah, so this is a benefit.
yeah. So after rook c8, if White just plays uh
Rook d2, or is it possible?
rook d2, or yeah, or maybe this f4 you suggested earlier is another interesting idea.
Where?
F4,
F4 here? Oh,
yeah, it's possible, but
oh, okay.
there is bishop c3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are a lot of tactics flying around, but
Oh, too complicated.
yeah, no, I don't like f4. So maybe rook d2 instead of f4.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Black can play something like this bishop c3 idea you said. Or
Yeah, bishop c3 here. Wait, here does it?
oh no, uh,
Rook's gonna take the.
you probably can do it here. Yeah, trade queens. And
Okay,
that here, Black just looks
that. But
very
now you
good.
still
Yeah,
can't take. Oh, okay, you're double attacking. That's a good thing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Mm,
White can save the piece in some ways, but Black has somehow got enough other threats now.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, and if White gets scared of these kind of things and doesn't play knight c7, then this is okay. Or
Then where should I go actually?
even, yeah, actually, lots of squares are quite interesting. Even knight d4 makes some sense. There is
Mm-hmm.
bishop c3. Yeah,
Bishop c3.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, bishop c3 is a problem against every move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so somehow, yes, very nice try by Elmira to unbalance the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from women's session or
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at board 3.
for three? Okay.
Yeah, so we have Camilla with black.
Okay. I could
Some
always see
fairly typical opening.
for her. Yeah.
Yeah, she does like this kind of thing.
E4 G6 because she always plays that. That's what I can remember.
Yeah, but it fits quite well to try and in open tournaments to fight for a win every game, I guess.
Yeah. It seems it's easy to be prepared.
Yeah, but the same thing. If you're just playing one Sicilian all the time, then you're going to run into preparation. But in the modern, you can sort of switch between a lot of different move orders. It's
Mm.
hard to it's hard to find anything too direct.
Okay, so
For a
white
very
didn't.
famous setup,
Yeah.
Bishop G4.
White tries to castle alone here. Bishop G4, Bishop H6. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, take 5. Yeah,
E5
quite ambitious, but
alone. Hmm.
and if Black can kind of finish development comfortably, then
Yeah.
strategically she's doing quite well. This White's light square bishop is not really the games. Yeah, this is interesting. Queen G7 and going back just to sort of lose castling rights for Black.
Hmm. Castle alone.
Has to
Wow.
castle on, but
Really?
well, it's kind of only way, but maybe it's not so bad.
Queen E3, sorry, Queen D2, then Queen C1.
Yeah, I think probably that wasn't quite the intention. So, but yeah, it's not so easy. I mean, White's king is also on this side of the board, so can't get
Yeah.
too adventurous.
Against
Things.
B5, I always want to play E4.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if your king wasn't on B1, then be the thing for sure. But I guess Black will just respond B4.
Yeah, here is like not that good because let's say knight E2, knight B6 or no, knight
Yeah,
B6 A5
yeah.
or
Black could
knight
start.
C5 actually.
Yeah, if you
Right.
can't take B4,
Can I take B4? Okay,
probably. Maybe just A5 after knight A2.
A5, okay.
Oh, I can try like knight C1, knight
Yeah,
B3,
knight C1, knight B6. This is
C1.
a common plan against this pawn
Yeah,
structure.
yeah, it's quite a nice idea, but yeah, Black's quite well placed with knight C5 here.
Mm,
Yeah, there are lots of interesting ways to play, but yeah, somehow I guess White lost the thread a little bit. 'Cause, yeah, she ended up playing this Queen D2, Queen C1,
yeah.
and switching to the other side of the board with F4. But
Mm.
6.
Yeah, seem to be comfortable for black already.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. F4 a second time. It's quite
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah. A4, knight B6 again.
King B3 is probably fair, and we see later she
Mhm.
plays A5, A4,
Yeah.
queens, and
Oh,
yeah,
this endgame. Wait, I think this endgame is definitely winning for black, I would say.
I don't know about winning, but yeah, definitely
Let's see this
looks.
bishop against
I
this
wouldn't
knight.
I wouldn't want to be white in this position
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so that's the position.
Yeah, A5, A4, A3 somehow
Oh,
even happened.
this is well played.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Camilla. A lot of pawns fixed on
Mhm.
light squares here, and seems like things opened up a bit soon. So how did that happen?
Okay, let's have a look. Knight F5.
5. Wow.
Wow, what's that?
Whilst at C3 was quite risky, yeah, leaving the bishop
Hmm.
uh, freeze and black just won a pawn.
Yeah, that's why it's opened up because black got the one got the pawn.
Yeah, so white's bishop is kind of okay now, but black's push A5, A4, A3 has become really important
Yeah.
because yeah, that this yeah, white has to constantly watch over this A2 pawn and looks very good for black.
Yeah, so can white takes here?
Yeah, well, there's that, and yeah, there's also Rook A7, which I guess is a similar question.
Mm.
Well, okay, for k7, I guess black can take h4 and just rely on the kingside pawns.
Be winning.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so no, you're right. Rook takes h7 is critical. And
Oh,
so
this stuff.
f2 and knight e4.
It's no
Oh,
knight b3. Oh, I was thinking about knight b3 and then promote, but rook a7.
rook a7, yeah, it's a shame.
Unfortunately. Knight e4, then king,
No, I was thinking king d1 and then knight e4 looks good. But yeah, if king d2,
king. Yeah, that's a king d2 because I want to go for king e3.
good.
So how do you think black can make progress?
I mean, doesn't look so obvious to me. Where
Mhm.
was that before? After rook takes h7? Yeah, which
Yeah,
has
so
been
like,
played now. Rook is on f4, yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it would be nice to have something direct that works out here.
mm,
I mean, I don't think it's good, but okay, this line, rook f2, king d2, knight e4,
yeah.
e3, you could take on e2.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Knight c3, right?
Kind of tempting, but I feel like it's a bit much.
Yeah, and king where? King d2 at d3?
Yeah, so,
King
so king
d2
d2.
because I don't
Yeah,
want to give you a tempo here. So
yeah, but I feel
I,
like white can even just go rook h6 and kind of use his king to cover the a pawn.
yeah,
Obviously, this is too risky.
yeah.
It's something like this more direct is what black wants to work.
hmm
She has played rook f2.
hmm
d2 looks the most critical.
Yeah. So what's the point here?
Maybe you could argue for rook g2,
G2.
cover
Okay.
g6, and now threaten knight e4.
Yeah, that's likely. So let's say king
King e3
e3.
still makes sense though, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, not so easy.
Oh, it's an interesting game. We can leave it later because yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. No, yeah, it felt like Camilla's played a good positional game, but it's still quite unclear actually.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we look back at the open section?
Okay, sure. So open session. Okay. Okay, this game. First one, Mickey's one.
Wow. Yeah, so he didn't find anything better than, yeah, somehow he did take e5 in some version.
What? What's that?
So we started rook
Oh,
d8.
is that because like if rook takes, then bishop h3?
Oh,
But
maybe.
f5, I don't know, but doesn't look right.
Still knight f3.
f3 just knight e3,
Knight f3, sorry.
knight f3.
Still win d5 at least.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure that after rook e5 there were still a couple of options for white, so yeah, that's what we were saying. There was still no clear way through. Somehow, after what happened, rook
Mm.
cd8, knight f3, and Mickey took the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
After f4 at the end, he,
Rook has to go.
yeah, I mean, rook f5, there would have been, I guess, bishop e4 is the point, yeah,
Yeah.
or just g4 even.
E4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he had to give back the pawn.
Yeah.
Now, well, what do you think? Is he gonna grind out a win here?
Wow. um. mm, But I mean, Stanley got more time. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time, and yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, the key thing I should say is, yeah, at the moment it's still a rook, an opposite colour bishop game. Obviously, without the rooks, it should be a very easy draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, while the rooks can stay on the board, these can still be surprisingly difficult to defend, I think.
Yeah, I think black has a good chance here because I now because when I was younger, I tend to think, okay, opposite bishop, opposite color bishop, even you go rook, it's definitely a draw. But recently, I saw lots of like games like this, and even I play a game myself in which I go opposite color bishop and I was a pawn up, and I managed to win. So I would say with the rook, probably it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean it's just a very long and unpleasant defense, and actually, yeah, I think it's going to simplify that black's like two of the queenside pawns are going to be traded. For example, I think black's already kind of threatening rook d3.
Hmm.
Well, okay, we should be careful about bishop c6, so should probably start with g6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, something like rook d3, bishop b7 will happen, and
Hmm.
say a5, bishop
E5,
c6.
a6, take the pawn,
Yeah,
take,
exactly. The b pawns will be traded. Black just has this a pawn, and then
take the b pawn, bishop take. Yeah, a pawn.
yeah, so black will just be left with the extra a pawn and three
Mhm.
each on the king side, which of course is a draw with best play, but
Yeah.
it would definitely. I will still say Mickey will win this.
Yeah, I would say
He
for
won't. He won't
white.
be that happy about this, but I think he'll.
But it might be also a struggle for white. I mean, black is definitely not happy. But I think Mickey just enjoys torturing people like
Yeah,
this.
probably he does enjoy this much. Okay, rook e5.
Yeah, because I think last year I saw him playing against Marcus in the championship, and still like he encountered a situation like a rook endgame with one pawn up, and he just managed to win. So I was like, oh, such a struggle. I
Yeah,
wouldn't play like both sides, but he just managed to
yeah,
win.
exactly. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be that happy here with black against when you're trying to win against a low-rated player. But at the same time, if you're in Stanley's shoes, knowing you're going to have to sort of suffer in this endgame for a very long time, yeah, it's not a happy place to be.
Yeah.
Hi, Sketos attack in the chat. So, oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this one will probably be going for a long time. I've seen on board two, we've already got some time trouble. So, should we jump in?
Oh.
So, Dan Fernandez still in a very complicated position and down to 2 minutes. So, we haven't seen this one since,
Yeah, 93. I remember
yeah,
this.
somewhere around here, yeah?
No C5 here. I was like,
Well, maybe it worked. Maybe, yes. So, knight AB4 after 10 minutes. Knight C4.
And knight takes, queen takes, knight b6.
Yeah, okay, so
Hmm.
yeah, it feels like black's had to go a little bit passive, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, bishop e6,
E1, bishop e6,
a3.
3.
Hmm.
Okay, something quite funny on the next couple of moves. E3,
Oh.
bishop f5 to provoke e4,
Mhm. What's
bishop
that?
g4, d2, d8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
queen.
so I think we did mention this earlier that
Mm,
e4 isn't necessarily a move white wants because the d4 pawn does become
yeah.
long-term weakness, which is why Dan has sort of wasted a full move to provoke that. But at the same time, it looks like at some point you can kick that bishop away with h3, and then with the rook on d1 as well, it looks like you've got secure defense of the d4 pawn for the time being.
Hmm.
We see queen e3, knight c8.
Queen g5.
Wow, this gets very
Wow.
sharp. A double attack on a5 and g4. This was met with b5. Down to 3 minutes.
Queen g4.
The bishop pair.
Mm-hmm. Take
Bishop
bishop e5, d5.
e5. Yeah,
5.
2 minutes on the clock.
Wow. Actually, yeah, but I mean, before when I only go 2 minutes, I began to play better because my mind becomes sharper, and I'm not sure about the situation with Fernandez. But recently I feel I'm a bit not that sharp as before. Sometimes
Yeah,
it depends on situation.
yeah, I don't know how he is
It's
in
quite
time trouble.
scary. It's quite scary to have only 2 minutes in this kind of
Yeah,
time move.
especially when the position is still this complicated and you're playing a strong player with not so much time. But
Yeah.
in terms of the position, e5 looks quite nice. White's got the bishop pair, but at least things are going to simplify a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what can white even play here?
Yeah, good question. How about just take? If pawn takes, and there's
E4,
f4.
4. Wow.
Because the thing is that first of all, I think white wants to keep the advantage of bishop here, and second, I would say white wants to
If you can push E5, then
make some pawns like improvements.
yes, this is Harry Grieve and Lan Yao commentating. Sorry if we don't have names.
Oh,
Uh,
wait, do we have name? We
yeah,
have names, right? Oh, do we have?
apparently we don't, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, F4 looks quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, Black would like to play something like D6, but well, there is sort of Bishop B6 at
W6.
least. Yeah, I mean, okay, there's yeah, move Queen B7, but not really what Black wants.
Oh,
So yeah, I quite like your plan here because I didn't see much else. Didn't see many tempting moves after E5.
yeah, because I just don't want the bishop to be traded. If you try to protect
Yeah,
d4 pawn, then bishop's gone. And then
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, takes pawn takes will be played for sure. Yeah, F4, very interesting plan. Yeah, I was thinking Black might try A4 for Queen A5. I'm not sure how big a deal that is. So A4, E5, Queen A5. There's Bishop B4,
mm-hmm.
A6,
Queen a6.
or Queen A7 to prepare C5.
Mm.
Might be
And then
might be
c5.
annoying. Oh yeah, Knight E7 and Black's knight finds some nicer squares.
Yeah, but this pawn is hanging kind of.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to take, let's say rook d1. No, knight f5. Or bishop
Mm,
e4 first. If knight d5, then I can't take. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Very complicated, but yeah, this F4 would be very ambitious. But yeah, whatever happens, yeah, Dad then is uh, probably gonna struggle with time trouble.
Yeah, so I think Daniel like he's really good at winning, finding chance in like slightly worse positions or something like that, or tricky positions like this. So you played Daniel in British Championship, right? So what's your
Yeah,
experience with him?
yeah. I mean, when I played him last year, he was kind of beating everyone before that. I think he was really
Mhm.
good at often beating these kind of 23, 2400 type players.
Okay.
Yeah, the game against me, yeah, well, it was just crazy, and we both kind of lost control at some point.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
your game was like the best game in that British Championship, and were he in time trouble when he played you? Or
yeah, but we were both in time trouble towards
okay.
the end. So yeah, I tend to agree with you that he's yeah very very good at finding resources in worse or lost positions.
Hmm.
Also good at sort of grinding out small advantages sometimes against lower
Yeah.
rated players. But he is also quite inconsistent, and he's yeah so far in this tournament he has already had a couple of draws that he probably won't be happy with. But he's still at the top of the tournament on 4 out of
Mhm.
5, still amongst the top boards. So and yeah, what's happened? B takes C4, E6
Yeah.
D4.
Well, I thought exactly happens as
He has
what I
played
said.
F4. Okay, that's a very good prediction.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, this
Okay.
one will be exciting.
Hmm.
We look. Let's just look at board 5 actually, because I see
Both sides.
some more
Okay.
time trouble and potentially a winning position.
But yeah, this should be a winning position. Hmm.
Uh, it's just a rook.
What? The rook is gone. Free rook, can't be free rook. So it's oh no, it's
Okay,
losing out. I would say
well,
resign,
was just
resigning.
winning.
Yeah, resigning 1 minute.
Yeah, there is nowhere near a perpetual, and that's just a rook gone. So
Mm,
yeah, nice. We won't go through the whole thing, but nice result by Jonah with black,
yeah.
and that keeps him, I think, on four 4.5 out of 6. So he'll be at least within a point of the leaders.
Actually, do you think Jonah will play Mickey in the last round?
He does have a tradition of playing Mickey in the
Yeah,
last round, I think.
yeah.
But if there's a decisive result on board 3 or 4, then probably not, because there will be more
Okay.
players within range.
Mm,
Shall we look at? Let's just check board 7 because that's also finished.
mm.
I think we already said this
Oh,
looks like
that's the
a
one.
very
The king.
dominating position.
We've seen castle and we've seen like bishop e5
And
on this point already.
we saw it after, yeah, bishop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bishop
yeah, we
e5.
saw it here.
We take d6, yeah.
Yeah,
And this
but
is
we
still
said
winning, yeah.
just black just can't contest the d file.
Hmm.
His king is too weak. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What? What? So
So
that's well played.
old tactic to win.
Mm.
Takes b4. Yeah, after queen c6, black is almost in Zugzwang. Just cannot move anything.
Yeah.
No, very nice game by Danny. And I think, yeah,
Mhm.
he's also on 4.5 out of 6. I think that's including just one half-point bye and one loss to Mickey. So he's beaten everyone else.
Yeah, that's a good result.
It's impressive.
Mhm.
Okay, let's focus on board 3 or board 4 then. We're still in with
Mm.
a shot at the title.
Yeah, board 3.
Wow,
Okay, this.
when we left a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, this is a super complicated game. There's
Yeah,
F5 thing and D5 thing.
so we left it after queen d2.
Yeah, that's that point. Okay, 94 is coming.
Okay, looks sensible. And yeah, Marmite probably wanted a slow build up with rook
Yeah.
b2, but Richard has finally broken straight away with d5, which
Mhm.
looks pretty logical. As long as it works out tactically, then it's a good break. So everything was traded. fb1, so
Okay.
some pressure down the b file.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Create bc5, bc5. Yeah, so general pawns on just one side of the board makes things a bit more drawish, but black does have the c5 pawn,
Mm-hmm.
essentially slightly weak, and a lot of pawns on dark squares as well, same color as his bishop.
Yeah. Queen D1.
Okay, and he trades bishop for knight. I found this is always like a really good way to always unbalance the game. If you have a knight for a bishop, you can always find
Yeah.
some way to play on forever, especially just with pawns on one side of the board. The knight is very strong.
Actually, would you say the points on one side on two sides in this position?
I would still say one side, but yeah, it's
Okay.
true that they are extending quite far. But I would say one side in the sense that the knight is the better minor piece now, because
Yeah.
you can still control quite a lot. And yeah, so black's king still feels a little bit shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But
But is there a breakthrough for white?
yeah, black's position is pretty passive. Like, I'm not sure what his next move is.
Yeah. You know
But
what I find interesting? Yeah, I find you go first.
no, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna say that yeah, when I was younger, when I learned this theory, okay, with with pawns on two sides, and bishop is better than knight, and with pawns on one side, knight is better than bishop. So I always find that when it has like pawns on two sides, usually if you go to bishop, you can have a chance to win. But if only like we have the pawns on like one side and knight is better than bishop, but I just hardly see knight side winning defeating bishop side. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is,
true. It is more like small pressure. Should
yeah.
still be a draw, really. Yeah, I mean, for example, if the queens get traded here somehow, which is very possible, then of course it really should be a draw. They're really,
Hmm.
I mean, Amit will try, but yeah, it really shouldn't be so hard to defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like Queen F7 here seems logical.
Yes. Just to put the queen and the bishop in a different
Yeah,
color, then
yeah,
everything will be
definitely, and it
landed.
just makes everything feel safe. But maybe Amit wants Queen C8. Be slightly annoying for knight e6 next.
Yeah.
Would really tie black up.
Mm,
So maybe Queen d7 would be a better square.
yeah.
Then Queen
Queen
b3.
b3.
Maybe now.
King.
Yeah.
Now queen f7.
Then knight e6.
Okay. So let's say, how about, oh, not really. Wow.
Yeah, can get a bit awkward while the queens are still on, definitely. Yeah, another general rule is that the queen and knight is a very good combination
Yeah,
together.
kind of better than queen and bishop.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, a rook and bishop is a good combination because they kind of cover the
Hmm.
diagonals and the files. But yeah, a queen and knight is really powerful, especially in an attack. Black's king is still a little bit weak here.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, position is still pretty close to equal, but I wouldn't be surprised if Richard gets ground down here eventually.
Okay, so should we move on to the
Yeah, let's look at board
four?
four.
I think what happened is like
Wow, yeah,
yeah,
so we
fast
did
forward.
again. We did predict this.
Yeah.
Takes 94. We looked at this line exactly.
Hmm.
Up to rook 51.
Okay.
No, yeah, a lot of stuff does get traded.
Yeah.
Queen d2.
Queen a2.
Queen a2, yeah, starting to. Wow. They're hanging the rook.
Oh, okay. So if queen takes, then queen e6, and then king b8,
Okay.
and then queen, queen where? Queen takes e5 or
Queen,
knight?
is it queen e5, king a7, knight d3? That's the point.
Oh yeah, knight
Take
e3.
the rook.
Just and then take the rook. That's why.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
It's quite deep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and kind of similar thing happened after king b8. Like
Mhm.
again, the rook was left hanging with queen f7. Now
That
black
has
had
to take.
grab a pawn.
Queen e2, queen f6.
Then, yes, so black's won a pawn, but somehow white has much better coordination.
Yeah, I prefer
Probably
white
gonna win.
because anyways the king is dangerous, so I think
Yeah, the
white can.
king is still really
Mhm.
weak. Yeah, like if you play rook e8 to try and hold the pawn, then I think just queen d6 followed by rook a5 is gonna be,
Oh, losing.
well, unless black has a perpetual with queen e4,
Wait, so oh yeah, so here e4.
it might be a draw, but
What if f3? Queen
yeah,
c, queen c2? Oh no, queen. Oh here. If queen e2, then just run away.
yeah, queen c2 might
Okay.
draw. Yeah,
Queen c2. Where was white? So queen c2. Yeah, and then queen f5.
yeah. So that's like a draw specifically.
Mhm.
In the game, black's played queen e4 check.
Okay, check directly.
Right, yeah, which makes sense, of course. So either white sort of allows some immediate repetition,
Hmm.
or is king h3, then really want to play queen f5. Looks like it could be a
Oh,
very unpleasant endgame. Just takes rook e5. It's going to be better for white.
yeah. The pawn is pragmatic.
Yeah, so I guess black wants to just, instead of queen f5,
Hmm.
just rook e8.
Rook e8. If queen d6.
And king c8,
Is there a perpetual?
queen f5, and this one. Okay, it's pretty much the same as what we looked
Yeah,
at before. Yeah, queen e4, f3, and queen c2 should still be a draw.
yeah. Is this possible?
Uh,
No, not really. Take here, still a perpetual at least.
at least a draw for the.
Yeah,
Yeah, so in the chat, Amit has already crossed 2500 and he has two GM
mm,
norms. He's looking for a third norm in an
yeah.
open tournament.
Open have to be open tournament.
Yeah, but this event is of course only 7 rounds, so
Yeah.
possible here. Yeah, so it looks like this one could be a quick draw because yeah, anyway, I don't really see how black can play on. It looks like there are a lot of perpetuals floating around anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a well played game, maybe. But
Yeah.
also, maybe does white have anything? I feel like white should be close to something more.
Hmm. It's hard anyways, given that they're both in kind of time trouble. King f3 is played.
Yes, that's the most ambitious, I guess. And black has to just
Mhm.
move the rook somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but Peter is definitely used to being in time trouble. Actually, 6 minutes is quite a lot for him.
Actually,
Yes,
rook e8. Can white takes a pawn
take
directly?
first. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Oh, but
now
then queen
yeah,
f5.
that
So
and queen f5, and this
yeah,
one is
it's hard to say. Um,
yeah,
Still white. No, the rook is gonna be trapped. Actually,
yeah. But how is f4?
f4, e.
E4, king g2, or even rook e5?
Yeah, possible.
I mean, maybe this. Hmm, yeah, I mean, this really needs to be calculated carefully. Like, okay,
Hmm.
king g2 feels safe enough. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go for a king and pawn in game, then obviously you have to be really, really careful.
Yeah, probably not e3.
Yeah, well,
Rook
then rook e5 should win. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, after this, I can imagine white having some pressure. Yeah, or even
Mhm.
like g4 followed by king g3.
Yeah.
It looks very unpleasant for black with a passive rook. So black still gonna have to be careful. Definitely, yeah. Your rook takes a5 looks.
Mm.
Okay, we'll come back here because we've got a lot of games in time travel. It should be
Mm-hmm.
exciting, but let's quickly check back board two because
Board two.
it's 10 to 30 seconds, and let's see
Oh,
developed here. So you did go f4 and bishop f8, trading off the bishop
okay.
pair makes sense.
Bishop take. Rook takes. Queen g5.
5.
Queen a7.
Guess he wanted queen c5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rook d3. 96.
What is this?
Just
Somehow black has kind of got
yeah.
some activity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do you just take c6 or something crazy like f5?
f5. Wow.
No, white.
Oh, sorry.
No, white's move f5 instead of bishop c6.
Oh, sorry. Um, let's return to here. f5.
I mean, knight e5,
Nice.
f6, look, winning, yeah. But
Really? Oh, yeah. This is interesting.
uh, but black can respond f6, maybe.
Six. Seriously. Take.
And then knight e5 now.
Again. Yeah. Take?
Okay. What happens if I take the rook? Am I dying?
Yeah, I'm thinking f7, king g7.
Yeah.
What's that? Take.
Mm, I'm scared. Yeah, king f7,
Can I just check? And I
king
got lots
e6.
of checks.
I'm running.
mm. Can I promote at some point, actually?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know what to move because there are too many moves.
Yeah,
No, actually, queen
if
h6.
queen's queen h6.
I'm just gonna take the rook first. And I'm gonna promote. Okay, f5 is played. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, this was the critical move, but I have no idea what's happening.
This looks winning for white, to be honest. This position.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yes, something else must be going on.
So I can see here that it's, let's say the evaluation like
Yeah,
this,
yeah, I've
like
seen it stayed.
better for black.
Yeah, stayed around equal. Okay, here.
Okay,
Oh,
knight takes 7, f6. So it must be something for black. Or
what is the point here?
hmm,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I mean we have missed something. I think Goen has missed something. What is the point?
Hmm. Oh, that's the point.
Oh, okay, this is obvious.
Okay.
But this is the kind of thing Fernandez can do well. He can
Oh,
like take material and then sort of you can usually evaluate like passive defenses quite well.
yeah.
There is no
But I feel sometimes when you time travel, you are just forced to think the only move, and you're
yeah,
thinking
exactly.
like
You kind of you have to just focus on the critical lines. Like yeah, it seemed like he played knight 6 c5 quite instantly. He'd already seen
that.
this.
Rook
It's
f1. Is that
not obvious
possible?
at all. Yeah, rook f1 looks sensible.
So what's next? I mean, anyways, you can defend like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Age.
Okay, it's possible, but then queen h6 and rook f4. And just all this has
Checkmate.
to be calculated. Yeah, yeah. So typical threat of queen 6 h7. Black probably
Yeah,
has to play g5.
g5. But g5 looks good actually because the rook can
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Yeah, there is bishop e4 though.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
this
this
was
looks losing, so probably not the.
yeah, yeah. So not this. So maybe not king h8.
Okay, rook f5 is played.
Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah. The
Well,
evaluation
actually,
suggests that
yeah,
that Dan has evaluated this better than Gawain, maybe.
yeah, it's kind of a -1 for black. But I would say, according to my experience, -1 is nothing in complicated positions because it can change a lot.
Yeah, but there must be some. Still not obvious to me why
Actually, queen
Black
a6.
isn't lost.
Let's say queen a6. Queen h6
Okay,
and just take.
okay, but I can just take d4 then.
Take d4, then
Well,
just
then
straight.
you pin again, yeah,
Yeah, again, yeah, that's the point.
yeah, yeah. And then queen a6 looks clever. Yeah, he does have the rating and two noms for the chat.
Hmm.
Yeah, queen a6, maybe bishop e4.
King h8 is played.
Okay, must defend somehow. Ah, there is knight f8 at the end.
Oh yeah, knight f8.
This is what I mean. This is how Dan can
Oh
win these kind of games.
yeah,
Yeah, it's, okay. Still, anything could happen, but this could be a crucial game for the outcome of the tournament. Definitely.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's jump back to board 4 because
What
that
for?
evaluation is quite scary.
What? King
Something's gone badly wrong.
king a7.
So king h3. Yeah, rook e8 was what we expected. Check.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
probably he didn't believe in the perpetual after king c8.
Mm.
So I've just thought there was no perpetual. Okay, maybe we are making a mistake and there isn't. But
There isn't. I'm sure there is. King
yeah,
F1.
I thought
G2. Let's
king
see.
h4. Yeah,
King
I could
F1
do.
doesn't look right. Just check here and take.
Yeah,
King
yeah.
G1 is Queen E1. F3. And King
Queen
C2.
c2. We said yeah.
So why there's no perpetual?
No, I think there's perpetual. But that
Yeah.
that is must be what he's misevaluated.
Mm-hmm.
After he's gone king a7, which yeah I also considered, but obviously it looks very yeah. Can you get that? Yeah.
Oh,
Um.
is there a checkmate or something like?
I mean, yeah, I was going to say queen c7 is the critical move because now you
Yeah.
need a perpetual, otherwise you are just lost. And
So is there? Mm-hmm.
now the difference is queen f5, king g2,
Yeah.
king e4, f3, and now you don't have the c2 checking square.
Yeah.
So the line has to go queen e2, king h3,
Queen
one,
F1.
then
This doesn't look right. Like H5 and just King
the which
G5.
square, king g5 is the end of the checks,
Yeah.
and that's just mate. Yeah,
Okay, so Queen F5, King G2, Queen E4's
yeah.
play.
So this has all been played, and now assuming that Peter is brave enough to claim the repetition. This is game over, and this will be Peter Wells on 5 out of 6, having also only lost
Yeah.
to Mickey.
Yeah. That's a quite close to him. I mean, lots of people are playing well this time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the standings after this round, or before this round rather, been sort of exactly what you'd expect. Mickey and Gawain just ahead, and then a bunch of sort of
Yeah.
2400 level players chasing them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this round could
Mhm.
shake things up because both Mickey and Gawain are not having an easy time. And we have at least one person moving to 5 out of 6 if Peter plays f3 here, I think.
Mhm. I mean, 7 rounds is a bit unfair in this kind of events.
Yeah, it's not as good at finding the winner in that, yeah, someone could get to the top while having slightly luckier pairings, like only facing one of Mickey and Gawain, for example.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, yeah, it's it is what it is, and some people are doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember the last English championship I played in men's group, and yeah, I just drew the last game, and I mean my rank wasn't. I played okay, but my rank wasn't that well. So I was like, oh, if there are 2 more rounds, I should have played better.
Yeah,
And some people,
exactly.
yeah, some players who are weaker than me, then they finish like better. They finish ahead of me. I was like,
Yeah, as you say, in shorter events, like one good or bad last round result or lucky pairing can yeah have more of an effect than it should really.
yeah.
But okay, let's just wait and see. 'Cause Pete has 10 seconds and he has played f3.
Oh,
Should be game over.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a sudden finish. Probably king c8 should have been a draw.
Yes.
Yeah, now there is no way for Peter to go wrong really. I think
Mhm.
all the moves are quite forced. Okay, let's jump to whatever you like. Checkboard 6, because I'm
Set. Okay.
curious what happens after rook b3.
Which game is that? E4 C5. Oh, the oh yeah, that one. The bishop rook
Yeah,
B3.
we saw it after rook b3. Yeah, he did
And
want
knight
this knight takes
C2.
c2. That's what I said, but I thought we said
Yeah,
bishop e2 was
yeah. What I
working.
said.
Queen c4.
Hmm.
Okay.
Knight C1. Queen C6.
Cool.
Queen D3. Okay, take.
Wow. Oh wait. Wow.
Mm,
Did those tactics all work out?
but I think that the thing is that yeah, black is 1 pawn up, but I doubt whether it will be that useful.
That was nice tactics there.
Yeah, there's like it's like I mean I encountered this position when I was black when I was very young, and it's like opposite colors, and also the pawn structure, and then one pawn up, which is here.
Yeah,
And I just found I can't win. And even white is even better.
yeah, exactly. White can get some serious pressure on f7.
Yeah, so I just don't know how to. Sometimes you can see a tactic, and you find out you can win things, and you just calculate a lot. But sometimes after whole thing has finished and you have won something, you found out okay, it's not that good actually. After
Yeah,
let's say you
it
win a
feels
pawn.
unfair, really.
Yeah,
Your opponent probably didn't see any of the
yeah, that's
tactics,
that's the
but
thing.
if you're forced to find only moves, then yeah, it can happen. But
Yeah.
okay, Black ended up playing g6. Sort of looks like
Mm.
there'd be some advantage.
Yeah, still I think it's more likely to be a draw because mm, I mean f7 pawn I really don't like it.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, I mean now, like white is struggling to, black is struggling to move at all.
Can white try to win actually?
Mm,
Let's say rook b3, then instead black has to play bishop
wow.
b4, otherwise rook b7.
Yeah, you might be right actually. Yeah, unless you can go active with the queen here, like queen g5.
Queen g5, so let's say rook f3 again.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, you're right. The weakness of the king is always a problem. Yeah, and the game has gone b3, which
b3.
okay,
Why
secures everything.
b3? That's no rook b3. I don't
No,
like that.
but even as it is, I think black's just struggling to
Yeah,
make progress, and
that's true.
yeah, it's going to be tough for Pisa to win this, I think.
Yeah, I doubt that. I'm sure it will be a draw.
Mm,
As a bishop b6, it's like he's really doing nothing, just moving the bishop.
yeah, I think it's very hard to suggest a plan. So let's look. Okay, Peter Wells has beaten Matthew Wadsworth and moved
Yeah.
to 5 out of 6. So he
Mm-hmm.
will at the very least be half a point behind. But we have board one. If we look there, still apparently around equal.
What?
Still nothing too much has changed, but Black's kingside somehow come a little bit weak. He's played h6. Yeah, Stanley managed to provoke h6, and now there are. Yeah, the g6 pawn is a little bit weak.
Yeah. Yeah, Mickey is running shorter time. I just noticed that. It's like it's hard to think of a plan with this time.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that I still thought Mickey would grind this out eventually, but okay, it's going to be tough. I think
Yeah.
actually, I think Mickey played Stanley last year in this event, possibly even
Mm-hmm.
in round one.
Okay.
And he's sort of similar, managed to grind out a win from a very equal looking position.
Yeah. His
That
game
and
is always like this, I think.
yeah, of course that's his style. And yeah, here I mean the position is not balanced. Like black has an extra pawn, but it just has a lot of drawing tendencies.
Yeah.
Gonna be tough. But yeah, I think this one might last the longest out of all the games, so we'll probably come back to it a bit later.
Yeah, sure.
So let's check in on board three. Okay, so the queen's got traded. But white won a pawn.
What? How come? Okay, what?
We saw it after
Little position. Oh
we
yeah,
we looked at
that's
this
the
position
position.
after queen b3, knight
Mm-hmm.
e6, and we're analysing. So it's
H6.
tricky for black to make moves.
Yeah, H3. Bishop G7.
Ah, he blundered some knight d4.
Hmm.
Okay, it was tricky anyway, but yeah, it's done knight d4.
But do you think what can win here? So as I said, let's
Well,
say knight and bishop is a pawn on one side. I mean, even if you're pawn up.
yeah, but we were talking about equal pawns before. Here's an extra pawn. No,
Yeah,
yeah, I said before, if we get to this position with black still having a d pawn,
yeah,
Amit will try, but it will eventually be a draw.
it should be a
But
draw.
now I think Amit will try, and eventually he will win.
You're winning, are you sure? And the
I'm
evaluation
not.
is
I'm not.
still quite okay. Not really.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to defend this. Like you're playing against the knight. it's still 5v4, like there are still quite a lot of pawns. Like even rook and 5 against rook and 4 is
Actually, do you remember
sort of
one
winning.
game? Do you remember one game like Nurgle play against like Goyashkina in the World Cup, the last game?
Not exactly, no.
So I think it's something like Goyashkina had like one extra pawn. I don't remember whether probably she had a knight and Nurgle had the bishop, and they should be equal according to evaluation. But it's like a fast game. It's probably rapid or blitz, and then Goyashkina managed to win.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, actually I do remember, yeah. But in that case though, even only like two pawns,
Yeah,
like 2v1 or
yeah,
something, yeah, so the
three versus
material
two,
is really
isn't it?
reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with still a lot more pawns on the board, I think it could be really tough.
Hmm.
So this, I like having the e4 square for the king with white. This e5 pawn is quite weak. Yeah, see the engine's still fairly close to equal, but I
Yeah.
really would sort of be defending this with black. So my guess is Amit will win this eventually.
Hmm.
Let's just check board one again quickly, because that
Oh.
jumped a bit, the evaluation.
Yeah.
Not really sure why.
Pawn is
It was rook b3. Oh, yeah, he played rook e6.
rook
Yeah,
e6.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, I was, yeah, after rook e6, rook c5.
Mm. Rook
He's
d3.
in
Yeah.
full swing of the b pawn. And although he wins some pawns on the king side, like maybe he will even level the material, end up a pawn up. Obviously, now black's a pawn is just.
Yeah.
You need to be careful of bishop d5, sort of mating nets, but
Rook
yeah,
b1s.
exactly. You have a check, and now
Yeah.
the pawns are super dangerous. And importantly, it's changed from like a passive defense to now something where white's going to have to calculate really accurately in all these races. And yeah, now you can easily see Mickey winning this,
Yeah.
which he usually does eventually anyway.
Mhm.
So, okay, well, let's check board two. Let's see if Gawain will be joining him. So we checked this after King
After
h8.
yeah, king h8 and
Yeah, and we said this line with rook f4, rook g8,
mm,
rook f4 isn't mating because of knight f8.
yeah,
So Gawain made a sensible
bishop
decision to take back a pawn.
king
Up to
c5,
five,
king h6,
six,
rook g8.
and then yeah, sort of because of knight f8 coming next, followed by like g5, you sort of had to trade the minor pieces. G4
d4.
for threatening rook h3.
Yeah.
So then queen f8, g5. Okay, still nice. H3 coming. Managed to win the A pawn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rook.
Rook h3 still. d3. Ah, crazy. I would hate playing this kind of position.
Yeah, definitely in time trouble. It's a tense game. But rook d4. Go 4. 8, queen c5, king
Yeah.
f1. Wow, so there are no more checks. Black is
Oh.
close to getting mated.
Mm,
Apparently it's still equal.
yeah.
So
g5.
this must be g5.
Or queen
Okay.
f5. But
Oh,
queen
yeah.
queen e4 or queen f5.
Yeah, I mean, queen e4, rook g6, you can kind of understand why black starts to be okay.
Queen takes it. There should be
Yeah, but black has a lot of
something.
play, like queen c, queen b2, take f6. Yeah, white's king is very exposed.
Mm-hmm. So let's say
Queen f,
just queen
okay,
f5.
queen f5 is very interesting. Immediately obvious to me why this is a draw, but I guess takes rook d8,
Mm-hmm. King e1,
b1, rook d5,
rook
rook
d5.
6.
Or do rook f3? Rook d6 here?
Yeah, or maybe just like g4 and h5 and king
Or
h6. Yeah,
something like this.
yeah. I mean, black should be at least okay.
Yeah, black is really okay.
Yeah, maybe even white needs to be a little bit careful if he goes for
Yeah.
something like this. So Okay, seems like a well played game by both sides actually. But
Mm,
the turn one way or the other.
yeah.
Okay, I mean I feel Queen f5 must be a draw if White is careful, but
Actually, the thing is, Gawain is also in time trouble, and I constantly also encounter this kind of situation when my opponent is in time trouble, and when I go lots of time, then I just began to think. I just want to make sure that I don't make any. I want to win very solidly and easily, and it will end up like my time is running out, and then I'll have the same time like this. I'll
yeah,
also be
no,
in time trouble with my opponent.
exactly. So it's very difficult to play when your opponent is in time trouble. And yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of saw this here that yeah, Dan's been on 1 minute for a while.
Mm,
Gawain had 20 at first, but yeah, now time is level, and yeah, Gawain's position has definitely not got any better anyway. So yeah,
yeah.
Dan's played very well, and still not so clear what the result's going to be.
Mhm.
So what should we look at? I feel like build three is going to stay the same for a little bit.
Yeah. Over long game.
Game where he's pressing with the knight probably will keep going for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Board one, I see Mickey has taken b3.
Yeah. Board 6.
Yeah, that's the opposite colour bishops. And shall we check the women's section?
Yeah. Actually, how about let's have a look at Michael Green's game because you remember
Okay, go on then, go on.
he told, he told us to have a look. Where's Michael Green?
Lower down.
Still lower down. Okay, he's here.
Oh, he won.
Oh, he won! Yeah. So he So a Queen rating is quite like similar, and just briefly check what happens here. Okay, everything is traded. Okay, a5. He plays quite like positionally.
That
And
seems like a nice positional edge actually.
yeah. Okay, so now probably white is better with an isolated pawn in the center for black and the pass pawn on a5.
Ended pretty suddenly.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, looked like a nice game.
yeah. Nice game, Michael Green. Okay, should we jump to women's session?
Yeah, let's see what's happened over there.
Okay, it's winning here, and
Yeah, I think we knew that endgame was going to be winning, so Keta is on 5.5 out of 6. And the question is whether, yeah, okay, we can see.
how it comes to the position.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think kind of plays really well in this kind of solid positions like this.
Black probably made things a bit easier by playing f5.
Yeah,
Kind of the
f5.
problem was more like how can White improve, but
Mm.
regardless. And yeah, once things were traded on the king side,
Because I
uh,
think here, yeah, the bishop e2. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It seemed a little bit difficult for White to improve
Mm.
before. Once things are traded, then yeah, I think that the weakness of the a6 pawn is
Yeah.
important towards the end.
Yeah, this looks like winning.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Oh,
yeah, nothing to be done.
quite smooth.
Yeah, yeah, nice game from Kata actually, and yeah,
That's
she's on
fine.
5.5, and
Yeah,
so it's only if Elmira can win this, which looks quite
yeah, that's
winning.
winning.
Yeah, a pity that Harriet withdrew in the chat. Yeah, it's
Oh,
yeah, because it's a shame because there were most of England's top female players playing. But yeah, of course, if
yeah.
you can't win a tournament
She,
anymore, then it's fair
mhm.
enough.
She's also one of my role models because she's not only really good at chess, but she studies really well. She's a professor in Cambridge, so I really admire those people.
Hmm. And yeah, that's
Yeah, this looks winning.
left the field slightly open, but yeah, it looks like Elmira is going to move to 5 out of 6. Maybe we can just go back and see what happened after
Um,
bishop takes b2.
it should be here and here,
Further down,
not here.
24.
Oh, wait, should be. Wait, what?
Left it after bishop takes
Okay,
b2, saying that knight
there's a
c7,
knife.
rook a2. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bishop played knight f4. Okay, I wasn't expecting. Oh no, yeah, queen f6 is fair. But yeah, it was kind of what
Yeah,
I thought, that now she's got the bishop in balance.
yeah,
As
this looks
we've talked,
winning.
as we've
Mm-hmm.
talked about, with pawns on both sides of the board and the b4 pawn a bit
Yeah,
weak, then yeah, I'm not surprised she managed to grind out a win.
okay.
So
So
Elmira
quite
will be on 5 out of 6, but has already played Kata. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, Kata will still be yeah, in her control. If Kata wins tomorrow with black, then she will win the tournament.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened? It's everything traded, so looks like black's winning. So if
Well,
you
she's still here. It doesn't look so obvious to me, but
let's
yeah,
say if you go the pass pawn
yeah,
with pawns
yeah.
on
No, no,
extended
it's true.
bishop versus
Bishop
knight.
a5 is very nice to prevent knight c3. Yeah, but somehow the knight ended up really passive. Just king c7, king b6.
Yeah,
Yeah, very nice.
quite precise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is winning.
Yeah, I mean, black's knight isn't escaping actually, and yeah, the pawns are too strong. Okay, so wins for the two leaders in the women's section.
Yeah,
So I
actually,
will be.
Camilla's game, I think, yeah, we
Yeah,
got an interesting point.
yeah,
Uh,
we were
yeah, it's like this.
not sure how she would make progress here. After rook takes h7, rook f2, king d2.
Okay, rook h2.
Ah, she played rook h2
This
here.
is nice. Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Mm.
Yeah, this is very good.
H5 takes bishop f3. Okay, this is winning.
Yeah, no, rook h2 there is very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure who's already played each other, so I assume Camilla will play one of the two leaders tomorrow.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely in Kata's control.
Yeah,
Okay, so probably leave it there for the women's section.
sure.
And yeah, there are still all the top three boards unclear in the open.
Open session.
Okay, board two is not unclear anymore.
Straw.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's like
so did play,
taken
he did play queen e4, which I think is sensible.
taken the
And
pawn, and then
rook.
draw a
Okay.
grace here.
Yeah, no, I think that was a very well played game. Obviously, a good result for Dan with black.
Yeah.
So going on 5 out of 6,
Mm-hmm.
Dan on 4.5, and probably he won't play Mickey tomorrow. So yeah, if he can win with white in the last round, he could still potentially have a shot at the title.
Yeah.
But Mickey might be about to take the sole lead.
Okay, so what happens here? Okay, so it should be. This is already the pawn is quite powerful. So this
Oh,
position.
so
Wait.
okay. So instead of rook takes g6, Stanley probably played a better try, which is to
Mm,
one of the queenside pawns. But fortunately, it meant the pawn's already getting to a3.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of scenario I was thinking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very tough to defend.
Yeah. It's
Okay. Yeah,
repetition
repeating a bit, but I think,
to add time.
needless to say, it's not going to be a draw anytime soon. Yeah, just gaining
Mhm.
time on the clock, and it's like the winning, especially while the rooks are on the board.
Yeah.
not so clear how to win, maybe, but surprising. Yeah, not surprising that Mickey has eventually found a way, which yeah, he always does, really.
Actually, can I go for h4 and then king goes here?
Wow.
Not here, but because bishop's high.
Mm,
Oh, rook
yeah.
c2. This is beautiful.
Oh wow.
Take, then
Take
a2.
a2, rook a5, and there is rook c1. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's positions which goes to rook and3 against bishop and3. Pretty easily winning.
Hmm.
Knight instead of a bishop, it can be a bit more tricky. So rook c2, I guess Stanley can keep the current situation with some other move.
Bishop somewhere.
So
What did you say? Did you say anything?
yeah, bishop b3 maybe.
b3, okay.
I mean, okay, nothing is really changing, I guess, just some move, rook c3, and yeah, Mickey will keep making sort of quick moves, keep gaining time on the clock,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's going to be tough to hold.
Hmm.
Right, build 3.
Okay. It's a long game. Well, I think it will last for ages. It will last to
Yeah.
till tomorrow.
Yeah, I really think Army will win this one. Just looks horrible to defend, but
But let's say if Amit plays like 50 moves and then moves a pawn, and another 50 moves and moves a
uh,
pawn, and
I
then
mean, I have played a bit like that before, but I think this one's going to move a bit quicker. Although, to
okay,
be honest, if you're Army, that's not a bad kind of strategy. Bishop d6 is quite a clever move. I
yeah,
mean, might have to repeat with king f3, but obviously it's just one repetition.
mm,
Yeah, I really feel like this is horrible to defend against the knight.
okay,
So
g2.
apparent. Oh, okay, but yeah, again, he's just sort of shuffling. But yeah, any interesting results? Anything you want to look at?
I mean, there are only like 3 games left, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What happened in this game?
Yeah, apparently it is turned, but I think there's also some live board error, so we might not be able to look at that anymore.
Yeah, but oh, I said absolutely drawing game, but
Get in some f5 break. So
wait, so it's not no longer a draw. How come? I can't believe it.
no, it might still be draw, but there is just a error in the board.
Hmm.
Yeah, he did at least play f5, do something.
Yeah. No, I kind of feel suspicious about White's plan of pushing the 2 pawns and kings here because
Uh,
it will make king quite dangerous, I would say.
mm. Yeah, so obviously here what has really happened
Ah,
is
this is
rook takes f3 was played,
yeah, okay.
but now e4, I
Mm,
guess. And that was queen c3. No, I'm not sure. Maybe he will find a way to win. But yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately, unless the board's fixed, then we're not
yeah.
going to be able to look at this
Okay,
one anymore.
let's leave the game.
Yeah.
Only 2 games left. Other games,
Wow.
okay, except
Okay.
for that game.
Okay.
Actually, how about this game? This
Yeah, let's have a look.
because I remember him to
Wow.
be quite strong.
Yeah, so the player with black is pretty good rating improvement recently. But I think he's had a tough tournament so far. This is a
Recently,
crazy
I
position, actually.
remember not recently, but let's say 2 years ago, he had a really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently
Let's
remains the same, I would say. The rating.
not look at the whole thing because
Yeah.
we are, but
Let's just look from the position here.
this position just looks crazy.
Yeah. King here, king here, king here, king here. Take all the pawns.
Yeah, rook's going that way.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I mean, there is risk for both sides, definitely. Like, it's giving the g3 pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to get involved in anything. It's pawn king f4, so now rook g3 loses to rook f1.
Yeah.
So how can white play? Okay, I guess you can still play knight g3, rook a1, knight h5.
Mm-hmm.
Very unclear position.
King e5
King
as I go.
e5, king e5, king e3, and mate.
E3
There is
and
mate
check.
threatens, so you have to check and maybe some draw, but
Probably draw like this.
yeah. Rook a1, yeah.
How about this?
You are still playing for a win with black?
Because I know the personality of this person because he just always plays for win, even it's really draw.
Yeah, no. Okay, he has played knight 6 g3, so this is
Mhm.
kind of forced. Yeah, it's an interesting line. I guess after knight h5 check, you could go king f5.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's still king e3, still defends the pawn. Yeah, I mean, black cannot play for a win while e2 is defended. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Engine still says equal, but yeah,
Yeah.
king e5 probably they should just repeat because yeah, now king e3. Yeah, you don't really want to allow king d4.
Mm-hmm.
e3 played. Bet check
Okay.
is only move to avoid mate,
Yeah.
and yeah, king somewhere, and then I don't really believe black can play for a win. But so you said so if like king d2,
Mm-hmm.
h1. Yeah,
Okay, one.
but that's just a draw. If you said
Yeah.
you want to play for a win, then you play rook h1.
One. Mm-hmm.
But e3 followed by king e3, and then there will be knight e2 to block any check. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, white will win this one. So yeah, black should take a draw for sure. Very interesting game though.
Actually, I remember he has problem with time, so in longer time control situation, he can play much better. This is what I remembered.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I played him twice, and in both games, I was completely losing, and then I managed I managed to secure a draw. Not actually, I played 3 times against him. The first time, he was still a young boy, and I managed to win. And the last two times, I was completely losing, and then he was in shorter time and he blundered, so I managed to hold the draw. So I would say his time control is probably a bit short for him. If it's a longer
yeah,
time control, he will be able to play much better.
yeah, 90 plus 30 can be tricky.
Yeah.
There is rook e2 in this position, which I didn't really consider.
Mm.
But I'm not sure I like it. Like rook g1, so this knight is kind of
Trapped.
yeah. I don't know if it's trapped, but it's strange.
Mm.
Also trading rooks and king d4. I don't know if it's so obvious. After rook e2.
Take before. What was that?
Okay, like that cannot be winning.
Here,
Yeah, I mean then e3 and
here, and push,
2 and e1.
push.
It might still be a draw, but
What's that? Can white win here? Not really. Black can stalemate here.
some stalemate. Yeah,
Can white check me with a knight? Wait, can white check me with a knight? To be
yeah.
honest,
So yeah, just a2s.
no, not really. No checks here. No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that one should be a draw.
Mhm.
Let's look. Oh wow, the evaluation on board one is apparently closer to equal now.
Oh.
But oh wow,
Okay, actually, there's a famous endgame. The rook is traded.
Yeah,
then
so if the rook is traded and white gets the right setup, like
yeah, it's a draw. Something like bishop here and king here. Oh no, no, bishop should be
the bishop needs to be attacking the
bishop should,
pawn.
yeah, should be aiming at the
No,
pawn.
but I think bishop h3 is not enough because you have no passing moves with the bishop.
Oh yeah, so
Not,
wait, how to defend
not
against
sure.
these two pawns?
Guess you would go like king g2, bishop e2, yeah? And wait for the
Oh yeah,
pawns.
king, the
And
bishop
bishop
and
e2, bishop d1.
wait for
Yeah.
king.
So that is all. If the rooks are traded, then as long as white is in time to get the right setup, then this is a draw.
Mm, yeah.
But Mickey is not going to trade the rooks, and I'm quite surprised that the engine is still putting this fairly close to equal because this looks quite winning to me.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Stanley still with a lot of time. I think they're on to move 90 now.
Actually, Mickey has gained a bit more time here.
Yeah, he's gained, and he
That's a
can.
good thing.
Again, there's no real need to do anything quick in this position, so he can gain more time just by making moves. Yeah, I still wouldn't be. Let's just say if I was black against Mickey, and if I was white against Mickey in this position,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be having a happy day.
Yeah,
But a very good fight from Stanley, whatever happens.
true.
And all three, it's suggesting some kind of real advantage now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, force played.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somehow or other, the pawn's going to be traded, the knight's going to get to f4. And, wait, why is there not g5?
Yeah, let's say take first and the knight takes.
Can it
Wait,
take because of
see,
g5? Yeah,
the evaluation is equal here, right?
I
It's
don't know.
almost equal.
But
Knight
that's
takes
a
and
f8.
right?
Maybe yes, you cannot take. Yes, you have to go king f3.
But that
Maybe that's okay.
mm,
Still, when you do take f4, then backwards g5. It's still very borderline between win and draw. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so should we leave the game here to the audience?
Mm,
Or
can you stay for a tiny bit longer?
sure, I'll try.
We have two interesting games. They could go for a while, but stay for 10 more minutes.
Okay. Okay, Bishop C7, the evaluation changes here.
I'm not sure why it was
I'm,
saying
I'm,
equal.
yeah,
I mean, must be takes. It's not obvious
yeah,
why
take,
that's so good after king f3.
hmm. Is there anything here? Can't see anything.
No, nothing direct, I don't think. So.
Hmm.
Okay, bishop d7, and now just king f3 anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
White sort of wants to take and then prepare d4.
Hmm.
Yeah, like maybe d4 here, or just. Yeah, I mean, well, here, knight takes f4 makes sense because you cannot go g5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has played king f3, it still looks very hard to defend.
Should we shift to the Mickey's game?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for progress to be made here.
Yeah. Mickey needs to be a bit careful about g6 being targeted. But yeah, I still feel it's going to be very tough to defend.
Mm-hmm.
e6 and trade rooks.
Okay. Flash and trade, like, let's say
Yeah,
here.
and bishop b5 and bishop e8. Yeah.
Hmm. Let's say this. Or
Yeah,
check and
back
push.
is back is kind of tied down after that, but I guess he'll still be able to play f4 and king f5.
Here.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's never going to be a direct way to draw for white, and you just have to suffer. And if the pawns get too far, then kind of as we said, then there are situations where a rook trade can be winning even if white's not in the right setup. So
Yeah.
in the game, king f3, not much is changing.
Mm-hmm.
He tries for bishop c6 and bishop e8. Bishop g8. Hmm.
So can you find a way to push this G pawn? Because I really want to push.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, so I guess Stanley's point is okay. Bishop g8 doesn't threaten anything at all, but to make
Mm-hmm.
progress, Mickey really wants to give a check and then be able to push things, which he does. But
Yeah.
now obviously some bishop moves are threatened. Maybe bishop f7. So at some point, Mickey is going to have to try something. Let's check board 3 one last time. The evaluation has jumped back again.
Well, I don't
Sure.
understand this actually.
Oh wow, he actually got b1. That
Okay.
is wait. So army after bishop d8.
Bishop D8.
Yeah, in the game, army played knight g5,
And
but this
G5.
was kind of just a blunder, or at least after bishop a5, he then went back.
But that's too hard, I would say. So
Well,
here, what would you play if you don't play knight G5? You would just take the pawn.
yeah,
You can take knight F4, you go to the trick here.
yeah, but actually it wasn't so easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but okay. That's knight g5, bishop a5. Yeah, he went back.
Mm-hmm.
e1, so now he's kind of forced into a version of the similar thing.
Yeah.
King f6, knight g2. He saves the pawn, but his knight is very strange.
Yeah, still I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe why still got a chance. Or
Yeah, definitely. Even though it's
do you think there will be a draw if, let's say, if black trades this pawn like this?
like for example, if he did it here, like you're saying, if it's
And let's
black's
say
move and takes, that
there's a king e3, then take. Takes.
okay. I mean, this will be a draw because white's knight is just terrible. Like
Okay.
each pawn's actually coming quite fast, but it depends on the circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably not
Yeah.
king e3, knight e3, let's say. Yeah, knight e3 is a good move.
Yeah.
Knight e5.
Yeah, looks sensible. Okay, yeah. The engine keeps jumping, but I still wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way. Okay, so for the last time, let's check board 1 because
Last
This
time. It shows
time,
last time.
no, this is the last time. The engine has finally decided that Mickey's going to win.
Yeah. F4, okay.
F4, yeah, so I wasn't sure how this works. I was looking at it, but I don't understand how after
So
G7,
bishop h7 or f7?
G F7,
F7. Let's say bishop f6.
and then a check.
Oh, okay.
Yes, just King H6, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rook A6, King G7. It's a bit of a strange way to make progress, but
How can
yeah,
you make, because if you put your pawn, all pawns on like a line on dark square, then bishop
it's
can easily.
still not really. And okay, if you start Rook G3 check as well instead of G5,
Um,
already there can be some direct,
hmm,
I guess.
king. Where do you put the king?
I'm
Here.
not sure, not F2, but
Oh yeah, not f2. h2,
yeah, maybe like Bishop E5.
e5. Yeah,
Looks
that's
like,
okay.
yeah. The problem with the rook still on the board, White's king is quite vulnerable to tactical type things, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the game sees Bishop D5 instead.
Yeah,
And now, yeah, now this is some kind of progress for Mickey. I guess Rook G3 again. Okay, King
yeah.
F5.
Five. Well, this looks nice because I would say if the king is on f5, that looks pretty nice.
Yeah,
I don't
although
punch.
that can give a check. But yeah, I mean, if the pawn gets to G4, for example, then it's going to be over.
Yeah. How about again on third board?
Okay, last time.
Last time. Okay,
Yeah,
I just want to ask you. So in this kind of game, sometimes if you play well, let's say if you play well, it's like white you win, and if you let's say I remember some games like Prague playing against Fabi is kind of 9-2 pawns versus 9-1 pawn, and
yeah.
Prague managed to win. So in this kind of situation, is there you have a way to practice so you can make a draw, or do you it's just purely luck?
I mean, it's not luck, of course, but yeah, that's what I've been saying. The same with board one, and yeah, this game, any position where it's like, yeah, there is never going to be a clear way to make a draw. You have no real way to like trade down to a theoretical draw. It's just so unpleasant to defend these, even if they're
Yeah,
objectively equal. And yeah, it's not luck, but uh, I mean, yeah, from a defensive point of view, I guess you try and never get completely low on time
mm,
because all like White is trying to do in a position like this is kind of keep setting small problems and then keep moving forward a little bit, and then when Black is low on time, then you make the critical push or whatever. But yeah, just keep defending as well as you can. But this one in particular looks really horrible to defend.
yeah.
So Bishop C1 check. I think Richard's doing a decent job so far, but yeah. And yeah, in the chat, yeah, Adams, Jones, and McShane at the British this year. So yeah, really strong top three seeds. And yes, we will both be playing as well. So it should be
Mm.
exciting. Okay. Do you want to leave it there?
Okay, so we're gonna say that Mickey's gonna win because it's now minus
Yeah, I think
7.
Mickey will win and take the sole lead. And yeah, so at the moment we have.
How about this game? What do you think about result of this game?
No, I still think Army will win. Yeah, I'm not sure
Okay.
now, actually, because there are kind of direct problems with if you move the king, then yeah, okay. I don't know. Yeah, so at the
Yeah.
moment, we will assume Mickey will move to 5.5 out of 6.
Yeah.
Garwain is on 5 out of 6. Peter Wells is also on 5 out of 6. And if Army manages to win this, then he will also be on 5 out of 6. So we should have an exciting finish to the tournament, and we will be back commentating on it at
Yeah, tomorrow at
10:30 tomorrow
10:30.
morning.
Yeah. Okay. How about I leave the game on the stream for a while, and then we're gonna
No,
go.
no, no.
You're
We
gonna
end the
finish
stream
it.
now. They can watch it. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, see you all tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We will be back tomorrow morning.
Yeah.